What up, Young Bucks, Old Goats? Highly a comic bro, the bomb, tank, the fact checker, the apocalyptic goat, master of disaster, Mandalorian of action. What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing?
What's up?
Peach
You
King.
made it just in the nick of time, dude.
Apparently.
So, dude, last time I did this, I don't remember if we were all here when I did the Disney World. I had just come back from Disney World. Was that all the same people?
Yeah.
Everything was fine, talking about Disney. And then, like, now, like the apocalypse is coming. I feel like we have the four pillars of the apocalypse, which are. I just thought about this when I was sitting here. Let me know if my pillars are wrong and if I need to modify them. My four pillars of the apocalypse. One is the Ukraine, Russia, right? Ukraine, Russia, nuclear holocaust. That's all kind of like in a package there, right? Then there's like the UFO is sort of like another pillar that is kind of there. And then there's the C word, right? The C-19 word. That's another one, that, or it could be other type of diseases. And then there's the natural earthquake. I don't want to put the trains in natural, but like disasters, what do you think about my four pillars of the apocalypse?
There might be another one. Today I read up on the Israel-Iran.
Yes.
That might be going down. That might be pretty fucking scary in itself.
So we'll put that one, like, we'll just rename my pillar war conflict pillar, and we'll put that there. What's up with that one? I don't even know about that one.
I think Iran, they said that within 2 weeks they might have enough uranium to actually have a bomb, and then they're having tensions with Israel.
Yeah, Israel's position always has been, not to try to negotiate that whole nuclear deal. They wanted to blast them from the beginning. So they've been dying to want to do that for a long time. In fact, when they first built their a nuclear facility, I think they bombed it almost immediately.
They share a border?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, right?
I mean, they're in the Middle East, but not.
Right.
Yeah.
How long before you have one nuclear weapon can you have like a shitload of nuclear weapons?
Well, they probably, if they get one, would they test it? I guess they would do test, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
They still have to have a rocket, right?
Who wants to attack Israel? Iran or Iraq?
Like, creating nuclear material is not the big deal. That's probably the easiest thing.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is the rocket and the re-entry of the warhead back into the atmosphere and hit the target precisely. That's the biggest deal.
Which is kind of like where North Korea's at.
It's kind of like having sex with a woman, right? The re-entry and the hitting of the target is always the challenge at some point.
You get it over time, kind of like, over testing. You have to.
And then there's the early explosion could be a situation too there.
Yes. Launch pad fail could be bad.
Yes. Speaking of fails, look what this guy's talking about, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
We're not talking about football right now. We're not doing football.
Yeah,
that should be a pillar of the apocalypse there.
Yeah.
The pillar of the Dolphins' failures. What else? We'll get to sports. We'll get to sports in a little while. I'm not going to let this guy throw me off track. All right, so my pillars are pretty good, you think? We got the war, conflict, the UFO, diseases.
The balloons.
That all goes in the UFO section, right?
Okay.
Balloons. We don't know what the fuck they are. Tua Chop. Nice one, buddy. Yeah, every time I hear of Tua Judo, I think of fucking Austin Powers in the movie Judo Chop. So, before we dive into these pillars of the apocalypse, the hot news tonight is that guy got convicted.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Super fast, bro. Super fast.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
when I hear his name, I think of Bird Dog. It's Murdaugh, right?
Yeah, Alex Murdaugh.
Murder, and he got
Murdaugh.
convicted of murder. Isn't that funny?
Wow.
Isn't that funny, dude?
You wanted to say that.
They fucked with us, bro. This is all a game, and they fuck with. They're like, we're gonna make a distraction with a guy. His name is gonna be Murda, and we're gonna convict him of
Murder, she wrote.
There you go. What's the deal with this guy? I don't even know the story. What's
the story's fucking insane, dude.
Go ahead, tell us.
No, Bum, go ahead. You got it.
No, I'll fill in some of the gaps. Go ahead.
Okay, so what was it, like 2 years ago? His eldest son and his wife were found shot dead by their dog kennel or something, right? On their property. Right.
Yeah.
It was his youngest son.
It was his youngest son. Okay. Well, that son 2 or 3 years ago actually had a boating accident and killed a girl passenger. She was like a teenager. So there was threats against him from the family of the girl for years since that happened. Maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? So then this guy Murdoch is also accused of embezzling millions from his law firm, correct?
Yep.
And then this happens, and he plays the part, and they're saying this is his UFO. That was gonna be his balloons. That was gonna be his. Hey, look what happened over here. Forget about the millions of dollars that I embezzled, and almost like a cover up. You know, he was doing the same thing. You know.
Yes.
And he had his trial, dude. And I think in record time.
3 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying from the minute.
Can I back you up for a second, Hialeah?
Sure.
Are you saying that he committed these murders to make people forget about the embezzling?
To steer them in another direction? Yes.
Yeah.
But thinking obviously that he can get off on the murder charge.
Right.
Oh my god, dude.
Well,
That's elaborate.
He thought he was never going to be charged. I think he was trying to, you know, look what happened. Oh, my kids are all this, and
yeah.
So he killed the kid, but he wanted to make it seem like these people that were after him for that boating accident are the ones that killed him.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he also had hints of it was going to be an assisted suicide.
Yes.
It like failed.
It failed. Yeah, dude. They already got a thing on Netflix on it, dude.
And a few years back, they had a housekeeper who died mysteriously, and now they're going to be opening like that case because
that's where he got the millions from.
And that's another one, dude. This story has it all, bro.
Yeah.
Where's this guy from?
North Carolina, right? Or South Carolina? South.
Well, I was reading, South Carolina. The Murdaugh name was synonymous with like law enforcement and the legal community from 1920 to 2006. There was always a Murdaugh like involved in law, prosecution. They have like a long history of being in law enforcement.
I think
pillars of their community.
This guy's dad, this guy's grandfather, I think, started the Murdaugh law firm.
Yeah, a big family, dude. Pillars of the community.
They missed a chance to call the show Murdaugh, She Wrote. Is a Netflix show going on right now?
Yeah, it's called Murdaugh Murders.
Yeah.
Murdaugh
and the verdict
Murders?
wasn't even out, dude. And the verdict wasn't even out.
Yeah.
What was the other thing last year or the year before where it was this old guy and there was a show at the same time? I was asking you about it the other day, Hialeah. And the show was going on at the same time that they convicted, and this guy killed like his neighbor and possibly his wife and cut him up, and like I think they were like under his house or some shit.
Yeah,
it's an old guy.
I didn't remember it.
Can't remember the guy's name, but that was another.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the details.
He like chopped up the neighbor, like who supposedly was a friend of his, but like I guess he got pissed off one day or something. Anyway, so this guy's fucking. This guy's toast.
It is a pretty circumstantial case around him. I mean, they didn't find like fingerprints or DNA or anything like that. It's pretty circumstantial, and they really made fun of the prosecution's theory that, you know, he did these murders to kind of, you know, push away from the whole
Right.
embezzlement thing.
This is not the guy who they had his computer. No, that's somebody else who had they had the Google searches on him. Remember that guy? That was not in the news not too long ago. Like how to get rid of a body, how fast is a body. That's somebody else.
Yeah, that was like the wife that went on a trip supposedly. And
with the kids
lost.
that they killed the kids. Is it that one?
No. This is a dude, and they got him recently, and they got his Google searches and shit, and they were all about like getting rid of bodies and shit like that.
Oh wow. No, I probably heard about that one, but there's so many now. It's like it's hard to
that sounds
keep track of
familiar,
them.
but I can't.
Exactly. Which with these pillars that we're talking about, the pillars of the apocalypse, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, if you will. Even within each one, there's so many different things that it's hard to point at like, what am I going to investigate? What am I going to become an expert on? What am I going to find out the most about? And I was hearing this guy on Rogan the other day, one of those Weinstein brothers, not Brett, the other guy, I think, Eric. And he was saying, like, I forget the name of the scenario he's talking about, but it's like the gist of it is like there's so much shit going on you cannot possibly keep up on it. It's like if you're waiting for somebody outside a hotel and they say, well, he can come in a blue car or he can come in a red car. He can come at 1 or he can come at 2 p.m. He can come alone or with a bunch of people. He could be wearing a red suit when he gets out or a blue. And they just keep giving you like more and more and more possibilities. And it's like, fuck it. I give up. I'm never going to figure out who this person is because there's just so many different possibilities. There's so much shit going on. I can't keep track of any of it. Have you guys kept track of any of it? Investigated any of this stuff going on now? Like, are you educated on any of this shit?
Not too much, honestly.
Does anybody care?
Not too much.
I mean, I try to stay abreast as, you know.
I always try to stay with abreast.
Yeah, I try to stay with breast and occasionally abreast, but you know, deep dives on every one of them, absolutely not. Deep dives on some of the things that may be interesting to me, yeah, probably.
Like what? What's the most interesting one of any of these apocalyptic scenarios to you?
Well, you know, for me, a lot of the UFO stuff is pretty interesting because that's been super weird, you know.
Have you come to any sort of conclusion?
Well, one thing that's shocking is just how they haven't gone through their normal denial process, which is odd. But that could just be, you know, another red herring. So,
and what is a red herring?
Apparently, something
Yes.
to keep you busy.
But what's the origins of red herring? You hear it all the time. But I couldn't tell you what is it a bird?
Well, herring is like a fish, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a fish.
All right, maybe Tank can tell us the origins of that saying.
You also hear, and maybe like a red one is super rare, if not impossible to see, or something like that.
And you're going to be interested if you do see a red one.
Or maybe the red herring is the one that people focus on, and then they miss the other fish that are a different color or some shit. And then the other one,
I got an origin story.
All right, what's a red herring, bro? And I'm sorry to cut your story off. It just popped in my head.
It came in 1807 by English polemicist William Cobbett, who told the story of having used a strong-smelling smoked fish to divert and distract hounds from chasing a rabbit.
Okay.
So you put out that fish, it fucking stinks. Everybody goes to it. All the animals, they don't kill your other shit. I got you, dude. Do you also hear a canary in a coal mine sometimes?
No, that's different.
Yeah,
that's something else, though. But what the fuck is that one? That's like a rare thing, or what is that?
Canary in a coal mine?
In the old days, in the mining times, they didn't have like a great way to figure out if there was deadly gases in the mine, so they used to put a canary in it, And if it would die, they would not send the men in there because they go, oh shit, there's gases in there. It's going to kill, the miners. Don't send the miners in. So
Come
it's
out with the
always
black
used,
lung.
it's always used as like, the way to detect something or figure out that something is bad before it's going to happen type of.
All right, so if you're
And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be the canary.
No,
In
canary
that
always
scenario.
dies.
is that like a liptus test? No, that's something else. All right, this is not English class. Go ahead, continue your story. You were saying the red herring UFOs.
Well, yeah, just there's been so much odd things around it, right? Usually they're pretty good about denying or bringing up plausible explanations for any kind of issue that's out there, and they've actually done the opposite. They've gone out of their way to say like they don't know, which is really odd, right? Clearly, there's all kinds of shit being seen, right? There's stuff that could be spy balloons from other countries, and apparently these things have been floating around for a while. Then there's things that they've seen that they haven't been able to identify either as a balloon or what the origin is. So it's kind of all over the place, right?
Yeah, it almost seems like this is part of the playbook, and it gets pulled out every once in a while, and then you don't hear about it. For a while, you don't hear nothing, and then all of a sudden it's front and center again everywhere, and then like pilots are giving first-hand accounts of things that did movements that their plane can't do, and then there's just like it almost seems like a media blitz of this information comes out, and then like for a while it just quiets down.
But for me, it's been more like I've never seen them even trying to. They always explained it before, and it's only been in the last few years that they either couldn't explain it or don't even try to explain it. And I think that's like what's different now.
But it almost seems that it's more useful now to say that, like they're like it almost seems like they want there to be some confusion now about like, is it real? Is it bullshit? Are they spy balloons? Are they UFOs? Are they drones? Are they enemy? Is it enemy technology? Like one of those things was a spy balloon for sure from China. The other things, did they figure out exactly what they are? I remember one time they said it would belong maybe to a club, and they were like, it was a cheap balloon that they fired a $400,000 missile towards.
Yeah, I think.
Has any of that been confirmed?
They haven't really talked more about that, though they did make it seem, and I have a feeling that maybe they're embarrassed about that. I think they may have knocked down some things that were actually privately held by companies, like for testing or monitoring something, a project that they were in, and they really haven't released that because it's almost like they said, yeah, these were balloons, but they didn't say anything else. And there were a lot of people saying that that's because they were possibly either scientific related or university related or something like that. And they were embarrassed that they spent, a $300,000 missile to shoot down somebody's science project.
Not to mention the one that missed. I don't know if they're counting that in the cost of the missiles, because one fucking went awry, right?
And what happens to a missile that misses?
That one supposedly went and I guess exploded over ice or whatever, one of those lakes that was frozen over.
Or at least you hope so.
That's what they said.
But,
yeah. That could have killed a small village somewhere for all.
Yes.
Any of the other ones capture anybody's fancy?
I don't really.
You don't give a fuck?
I think this one's like the biggest red herring. They're just keeping us. Then they go shut, and it's like Bum says. Then we'll hear again about it in 6 months, and it'll come up again. Oh, they're releasing the papers. Oh, they released the paper. There was nothing in it. Now, let's get them again. If anything could be a red herring, it's this shit with the balloons and all that shit. They know exactly what it is, and they just keeping us like dangling the fucking UFO in front of our eyes, you know?
But dude,
Oh.
the beauty of it is, let's say we're masterminding this, and we're like, we have it on in the old days in the paper they had a name for like when they would rehash stories when there was not a lot going on, or in this case maybe they want to do it when there is a lot going on or whatever, but they have like these stories that they would always, it was called the reel or something, the rehash reel or whatever. So like this one, the beauty of this one is like, dude, nobody will be able to either prove or disprove any of this shit, dude. Just throw it out, dude. Like nobody's gonna, short of getting an alien or a ship falling in somebody's yard, like people are just gonna be arguing about this shit all the time. Nobody's gonna fucking prove or disprove it.
It's like the daily news. Whenever there was no news, they would Bad Boy sighting for that week on the cover. Bad Boy was on the cover when they had no story. It was a Bad Boy story. It's kind of along those lines.
So I guess then the whole thing is to try to figure out why are they doing that? What is it that they're trying for us not to focus on, or what are they trying to distract us from, right?
Well, I think time passes, people forget about situations, people forget about stories, people forget about things. When it comes out later, it's not as impactful as when it does come out. Dude, now the lab leak theory is like almost fucking legit, dude. Like almost everybody's like, yep, fucking came from the fuck. Like nobody's really even talking about that day to day, right?
Nobody, bro. They talked about it for a few hours on Wednesday morning, and that was it. I haven't heard anything since.
Oh, I've heard a lot of people talking about that. It's funny because I read
not
somewhere,
front page news, bum. It's not like, imagine if that would have come out like we're at home on lockdown. Oh my god, dude!
Well,
Pandemonium.
I watched the morning news on CBS, and that was like the sixth story that they mentioned, and it was really fast.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the day when it broke.
I've seen some shows that have highlighted it, which what is interesting though is they tend to finish the conversation by saying that not all the government agencies are in consensus yet. So right now it's the Department of Energy and the FBI, I think, that are pretty convinced that it's a lab leak.
But even they use the word low confidence, the Department of Energy.
Yes. And because that's the other thing. They have classifications for how probable something is. And the two agencies that are most believing it still have a low confidence level, but they believe that, it's relatively possible. While
the FBI
is
a little bit more confident actually than the Department of Energy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They
while
with
the other
certainty or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Look, dude, they know what it is. They already know what it is. That's what they're giving us. Because they also got to think, okay, if we say 100% outright, then where's your proof and all this shit? Then there's more hostile attacks against the Oriental people. More of that shit starts. They start beating up more Oriental, So they just let us know it's not 100, but we know. You know what I'm saying? We're not.
It's almost like when they got Tom Brady for the deflating, they were like, more likely than not, he potentially knew about the ball being deflated,
and that's it. There's your answer, and we'll leave it at that.
So they ease us into it.
Yeah, they told us without telling us, pretty much.
But bro, there's fucking UFOs out here, dude. Look over here, bro. Forget about that for a second.
But you got to think too. What was actually going on when those UFO sightings were happening? It was Biden's visit to Ukraine, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was that. It was the whole the more stuff going in Ukraine. That was like the main thing because the train came after the UFOs, right?
It's all a build-up, bro. You like build up you build up a crescendo. Oh, shit's fucking crazy right now. Lab leak, release the lab leak now. Oh my god, there's so much other shit, bro. The fucking train, people are fucking, they're springing up third eyes over here. They're gonna fire nukes over there. Lab leak, yeah, we fucking knew about that probably. Don't worry about it. Fucking, this is a problem now.
Forget about that. Forget it's the short attention span, basically. And they know it.
But Dr. Fauci still came out and said that he doesn't think that that's the fucking one. The way that it happened.
That's okay. That's all right, dude. We know the answer. They gave us the answer.
Well,
You just
what
gotta-
I heard is that he said that we may never know the answer.
Well, he hopes we never know.
and that's basically it. It's in limbo, and you make your own decision.
Exactly
this
where he
whole-
wants it to be.
I will say that the whole idea of that they released UFO information and all that to divert from the lab leak, well, they're going to have to do that for a really long time because the Republicans are going to start having Senate hearings, or should I say committee meetings, about all that stuff. So this is not going to go away with UFO sightings, that's for sure.
And there's also that UFO committee thing that they set up, I think it was last year or before. Like, where are they, dude, with all this shit going on? Why aren't they like fucking front and center?
They'll come up in like 6 months when they're needed.
When we forgot about it. When
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
like fucking, I don't know what the fuck the next thing is. Like, it's been, dude, since fucking, for me, I don't know about you guys, since COVID started, it's been like nonstop, like one fucking thing after the other, after the other, after the other. Like, and I think lately it just fucking,
I think it's
went to
always.
hell.
I think it's always like that. I think the things that have come have been really big ones. You know, we usually have a lot of little ones. These are a lot of big stuff that's happened, bro. It's been a big fucking couple of years.
Yeah, the train is another fucking big one. I heard those people are finally going to meet with the townspeople that they had backed out of that meeting with them because they were afraid. I don't know if it happened already or if it's going to happen. Maybe you could check that tank. When are the people from Suffolk? I think it's called Suffolk something. They're going to meet with the people from East Palestine, Ohio. That one's so crazy, dude. That they just like put in charge of the cleanup the people who made the fucking disaster, and they just very quickly said, "All right, fuck it, let's burn all this shit." What? Like, they had to fucking. I'm no fucking. I don't even know what. See, I'm so dumb. I don't even know what the name of the person. Bio fucking chemist or what? Like, it seems like you would need to like fucking secure that stuff and get rid of that soil and get rid of all that disaster area.
Yeah, I think what they did
burning
first. Well, what they did was, I guess because they were concerned that what was left would seep into the ground, they burned it all off.
Let's just put it in the atmosphere. Is a better spot.
Let's put it right. Let's put it in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a lot bigger and better than the water supply, which I think
Which
it
is
went
still
into the water
fucked.
supply anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, like this country really doesn't have a good record with fucking that kind of shit, right?
And did you see what they did with some of the material, like the dirt? They started to send it to other states, and the guys were like, "Hey, wait a minute! Nobody called me that I was going to receive this toxic material."
Like to get rid of it for them?
Yeah, because
It's gotta go somewhere.
There's only certain facilities in the whole United States that can process that type of waste. And I think one was in Michigan, the other was in Texas.
Oh, just send it to Flint, Michigan, dude. They know what to do with
So
it.
they basically just sent it over there and didn't
Have experience.
advise them. Like,
Yeah.
They have
they
experience.
didn't tell them anything, and the shit just showed up and said, "Hey, we need you to take this stuff for us. Thank you."
Dump it in our fucking water tank, dude. We're okay. We're here in Flint, Michigan, dude.
I think they met up today, Randy.
Oh, yeah? Is there any, like, fucking headlines on that shit? Did they kill anybody?
No.
Stepping back for a second from environmental disasters, you watched a little bit of that podcast. I shared it with you, Bum, when that was it Brett or Eric? I think it was Eric Weinstein who was on Rogan. And then like they started talking about some of the nuclear tests that we had done and the Russians had done in the past. And what were the names? Do you remember the names? It was in the atolls in
The bikini.
Bikini's one of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Is Bikini
there
where they have
bikini.
I think in Puerto Rico they use Puerto Rico too. A certain section of Puerto Rico.
Oh shit! I didn't know that one. But
Yeah,
there's one of those atolls that like after we did the fucking tests, I don't know if they had the material there to were we creating bombs there or we just had extra material. They just dumped it all in a hole that was created by one of the bombs that we
Yeah.
fucking detonated. They just threw it all on there and then they were like, fuck it, let's cover this shit up with cement. And they just covered it
Yeah.
up with cement. What was the name of that shit?
Dude, that's nuts.
Tank,
That-
maybe you can look
that-
this up and we can show a picture of it. It's look up cement tomb in the atolls.
Yeah, that atoll had like it didn't have like a catchy name like Bikini. It was I saw the video on that too.
Tube top atoll, the tube top atoll.
Dude, you saw the army videos where like the army generals or whatever are like, oh, thanks guys for letting us use your island. You're doing a great service. And everybody's there like, I think they're like singing like American songs and stuff. And like really they just removed all those people and they could never go back to their home. That place is uninhabitable for fucking years.
Dude, we're ruthless, bro. We're ruthless.
Dude. And then I think Russia did way worse ones than us.
Dude, yeah, but dude, we're like the evil empire, bro, in Star Wars, dude. We're the empire.
That shit kind of looks like a Death Star too.
That's it there. Oh my
That's
god.
it, bro. There's a pic. Look at the dude. That's a dude. You see that little shadow? That's a dude standing there.
That's like the size of what? The Superdome? He's on top of the roof of the Superdome?
Yeah, bro. It's fucking huge, dude.
And what's in there?
Yeah.
All the
There's like is it plutonium and shit in there?
Yeah, it's like nuclear material. The worst part about it is, I guess, because of supposed climate change, like there's water starting to like overtake the atoll, which is basically just like a little key, and rising water is starting to like screw up that dome and leak into it and break it apart and all kinds of shit.
What they said is that even if this thing were to break, the fact that it's so close to the water and water washes over it at times when there's like hurricanes and stuff, it wouldn't even be that worse than it is today if this thing leaked, because it's already leaking underneath into the soil and into the water. And these people live off fishing too, like that's like one of their primary.
Well, you gotta think this is uninhabited, right?
Yeah, you cannot live here.
They don't, but they let people go there and check it out.
Yes, people visit here. I don't know. You're not supposed to. There's
Right.
like signs posted and shit, but nobody's guarding it.
Yeah, no one guards it.
That's crazy.
The most fucked up part about this is the dudes who worked in the army,
Yes.
maybe in the fucking engineer corps, or I don't know where they got these guys. Dude, all of them, not all, I don't know about all of them, but like a lot of them got
Are
really
sick.
fucked up with like fucked up diseases. And the government said, no, it's not from that, dude. You didn't get it here, bro. It's this has nothing to do with it. And they're not paying their bills, and these people are dying. Even these people in the train, they weren't even giving them FEMA help initially. I think finally they did. It's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. And then we pump in millions of dollars other places, and then we fuck the soldiers, dude. That's just so fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's the weird name of it, the Eniwetok toll.
Yeah, it took a toll on them.
It doesn't have the catchy little names that we would name some of those places.
Runit Island. I see that name on there too. So how close are we to somebody firing off one of these fucking things?
Even by accident, right?
Yeah, dude. Like Biden thinks this is microwave or some shit, and he fucking puts in the fucking nuclear code, and then like fucking we fire one.
Or imagine you have these countries that, one thing you could say about the Russians and, the United States, they've been doing this since the 40s and 50s. But now you have like, North Korea and Iran and all these other places that are doing this for the first time. They don't have the experience. They don't have the knowledge, right?
You haven't fucked up fucking islands for 30,000 years yet, dude. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, we know how to screw things up and hide them. You know,
That's the
they
Japs.
yeah, this is all new to them. Are they taking the same precautions that we did?
Which
Which
were what?
exactly, which in some cases, right? So
They might
imagine
be
that.
taking better ones.
That's why they hate us, bro. How many people have nuclear weapons?
I think there's like 10.
It may be less than 10.
But like
It's
we in Russia have more than everybody else combined, right?
India,
Yeah.
China,
France,
France. Does Canada?
Israel. I think
Israel.
has them.
Israel has them. Canada.
Is Israel and India the
I
only
don't know
people
if
in the
Canada
middle?
has them.
Canada
only
doesn't
thing-
even have firearms, bro.
What about the UK?
The UK,
No,
They
yeah,
have
they do.
it.
They do.
they have it. Pakistan, maybe?
Give us the
Yes.
list, Tank.
Super
Pakistan.
scary, dude.
Pakistan.
Pakistan, yeah.
I kill you.
I think you guys only missed one.
Who?
Argentina, bro.
Nah, India.
Yeah, they said it.
Yeah, I
else-
said India.
So you guys hit them all. Then.
It's less than 10, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
Okay, and now if you include North Korea, are they on that list?
Yeah, they're on it.
Okay, so they made the list. Is Iran on there?
No,
Not yet.
That'll be 10.
So the scariest people is China, North Korea.
I think North Korea. I think North Korea is probably the scariest one.
I think so too, because you're talking about like crazy shit there. You know, at least China, Russia, it's some semblance of a
Yeah. hmm
of a government. You may not agree with it, whatever, but
Yeah.
that other guy's like a cult, man.
Yeah, they're doing business, like they don't want to kill the fucking whole world because then they're not going to do any business. Who are we going to sell all these fucking things to? Who we're selling this oil to, dude, if we fucking kill everybody? I don't think anybody wants to kill everybody, but like
No.
fucking Putin gets fucking, gets a little fucking wacky and he's about to fucking croak and he wants to fucking leave his legacy. All it takes is one fucking crazy dude, bro, to fucking put in those
That's all it
pills.
takes, dude.
I think it's more likely that it happens accidentally than it does on purpose.
Yeah.
Like on some test.
A test, supposedly the last couple weeks we have a hotline to Russia and China where both of the defense teams basically could call each other and say, hey, we're going to test this. It's not an attack. Be careful. Look out. Don't worry about it. Whatever. They have an open line of communication, and I think that's shut down with the Chinese and Russia right now. That's not good.
Didn't we try to contact them when the balloon thing happened? And they weren't like picking up.
Yeah, they weren't picking up.
And then they got pissed that we did it. Why you fucking shooting down my spy balloon, dude? I was just fucking spying on you, bro.
Well, dude, that's what they tell us, man. Who knows what the fucking truth is,
Yeah.
You never know because we're not. It's not like we're gonna fucking. Let's say we fucking tap into Chinese fucking television, then they're telling those people what they want those people.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wonder what they say about UFOs in China, for example.
Are they reporting UFOs?
Supposedly they are.
But you almost expect them to say that, though, right? Because we're saying they're doing it to us. They're saying
Are you guys saying that there's a Chinese podcast right now asking if we report on UFOs?
Dude, I don't think they have like podcasts where they can just say whatever.
Probably not, bro.
Communist.
Right?
Yeah, it'd be more like fried goat and fried rice.
Yeah, hey, we're going out to the rice patty. You want anything?
Like if they were doing like a podcast like this, probably like in the middle of it, like some fucking agents would come in and fucking take you out, dude.
You get fucking swatted.
Yeah, because we talked about the Big C, which I have a little story about the Big C here over there. They just took off their mask mandate, which had been around for, I believe, over 900 days. They just did that.
Baby steps.
Where is it? I had the story. Don't know where it is, but anyways, they that was the gist of it. It was like fucking 900 something days. They finally fucking took it down. One of the world's longest standing COVID mask mandates is ending today after 945 days. This was a few days ago, actually. Hong Kong will scrap its requirement. Okay, this is not China, Hong Kong. Sorry. Hong Kong will scrap its requirement that people wear masks in public spaces or get fined up to $1,275.
Well, that is China now, right?
That is China now. You're right. Mm-hmm. The goal, according to Hong Kong leader, they say Hong Kong leader John Lee, which that sounds like a fake name, John Lee, is to get the city's economic engine.
That's his porn name.
Humming again. He said humming again. We are completely returning to normalcy. This year and the next year, we will focus on the economy and development, he said.
Do you remember in the beginning of the pandemic when, there were people that saying that it had to be China because their cases were so low and it was so bad here compared to them, and then people would argue, well, they're not really reporting what's happening.
I remember that. Yeah.
So, yeah. Have you guys heard, like, from start to finish, somebody tell you, what the whole conspiracy is?
No, but it sounds like you're going to tell us.
No, there's so many of them. I'm just saying,
inserted into that one that you're talking about, there was also like this meme shit that was going around at the time about the stock markets. Look how fast their markets recovered compared to ours that crashed, and look how fast.
So was that another bullshit?
Dude, there's so many ways to spin those things. Like, I don't know if Chad's still in the chat, but like, they spin all these Tua stats to you, for example, and you're like, well, wait a second, this guy didn't play half the fucking games. Well, of course, yeah, his completion percentage is great. Like there's ways to spin numbers, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
To prove your point, So I don't know, man. Like it is true. It's a global thing. Like they can't cut their nose off to spite their face, dude. They're not, it seems like highly unlikely that they would just fuck the world economy, because then in essence they're the fucking merchants of the world.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was fucked intentionally.
Well, that's the other thing.
A lot of people died, bro. Don't forget that. A lot of people did die.
A lot of people are still dying.
Yeah.
And yes, but there's people who believe that all that information is fake too. That nobody's dying.
There's still supposedly like 500 people a day dying here in this country from COVID.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For the most part, when I talk to people, like, I don't, I love you, dude. Don't worry, bro. It's not at you personally. It's Tua. I don't see a lot of people or hear a lot of people talking about it still or worried about it. When you run into like somebody with a mask on, it's almost kind of like, oh shit, dude, this guy's fucking time traveler, bro.
But you know what? Yeah, it's weird to see people with masks on, but at the same time, we don't know their story. They might have somebody that's compromised at home and they don't want to bring it home. Maybe they're not freaked out, but
maybe they have COVID.
Well, no, if they have somebody that, God forbid, got COVID, maybe that's why they're wearing the mask. Let's say they're taking care of their sick parent or something. That's why they're wearing the mask. Yeah. There's a lot of different reasons why they would.
I work with a guy who makes his kids wear a mask when they go to school, and then because the mom is immune, compromised or whatever, and they're afraid that the kids will bring back.
Exactly. And God for what? And if that's the case, and it might very well be the case, dude, wear a mask.
That the one that Chad just fucking said, that one kills me every time I'm
Yeah,
driving.
that one does kill me as well, dude. That's
or I see the construction worker outside and he's got a fucking mask on too.
I haven't seen that.
Did you see the one on Only in Dave? The girl was in the freaking water at Miami Beach with the mask and the wave was in.
I remember that one.
It was fucking insane.
I always like to think that the guy driving in the car by himself is really an Uber driver that's going to go pick somebody else, because I can't imagine that it's just a regular guy doing that.
What about when they're walking down the street with a mask?
Yeah, bro, walking down the street and there's nobody. They're jogging or they're doing something like that, and it's like there's nobody. It's like, come on, man.
Those people are never coming back. Those people are never coming back.
They're not coming back.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are legitimately still scared. There still are, because we've met that person. We've met people. Person.
Of course. Yeah.
And by the way, I think last week there was a report that came out that there was some studies done that showed that masking made almost no difference.
Yeah.
That's the other part of it.
But if it makes you feel good, do it. Who cares?
Wear your masks, like Dr. Fauci says.
But what you just said too is an opinion, right? Nobody knows, right? It's not 100%. You don't know.
Well, supposedly that was based on some type of research, but
I'm sure there's research that says yes, they do help.
Absolutely,
so absolutely,
100%. Yes, a lot of those things have research on both sides.
I think the consensus that I've figured out is not directly related to masks, but like
with your degree,
with my degree in YouTube medicine is if you're in a car with somebody that has COVID and that air is just getting
recycled
with COVID, you're gonna catch the COVID from that person. Like if you're in confined spaces with people, that's how you get the shit. Mask or no mask, you're just around that person for a long, extended period of time without a lot of ventilation. You're gonna get it, dude. Probably.
Yeah, I just love that we've entered the stage where it's called the COVID.
Yeah, the COVID.
The COVID.
And hey, you talk about the other things that are waiting. We talked about one of the pillars, right, is disease. I read something where that the avian flu, the bird flu, they have the first transmission of bird flu to humans. There was a case somewhere, and an
here we go. Get ready. Here we go.
And an 11-year-old girl or a little kid or something died from it.
It's made the jump.
Was it chickens, bro? Did it come from a chicken?
They don't know, but normally the avian flu affects birds, and chickens being a big part of it, right? And supposedly it jumped finally from birds to a human.
It's made the jump.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
This is a great comment here. Chad, you fucking killed it. Now, have you guys heard of Chat GPT?
Yes.
I wonder if Chad GPT made this comment, because this is a very un-Chad-like comment here. Tua doing judo is him wearing a mask for his concussions. Just saying. So Tua doing judo is like him wearing a mask for COVID? Is that what you're saying? Or am I misconstruing that?
Some mask for his concussions.
Tank, look that up. Are the chickens heavily involved in this fucking flu? Because I hear a lot about like the egg prices and shit like that, because like a lot of flocks are being killed.
Yeah, you gotta kill the whole flock.
Yeah, they killed, I don't know if it was like 28 million chickens.
Where are we getting all these other chickens from, dog?
That's what I told you. How do we have so many eggs and so many chickens to eat?
No, that's why the egg price went up and the chicken price went up. It's because they had to kill some of them.
We're fucking cloning them, Mothman.
You know what they're doing in fucking Dubai, bro? They're fucking cloning camels, dude. and it's a big fucking business.
Camel meat.
I don't know. Are they eating them, riding them? I don't know what the
You
fuck.
can ride them, eat them, fuck them.
But they're fucking cloning them, dude.
Maybe they could chat GPT some eggs, man.
Just don't punch them; they'll kill you.
No, Chat GPT would just be like writing about eggs, right? It couldn't. That's what. Who knows about Chat GPT?
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
Chat GPT is basically AI, artificial intelligence.
Alan, I think you're talking about Allen Iverson.
and it'll write. You get them in a lot of emails. Like it'll write like a story for you and shit. It'll write like you give it some parameters. It could even write like a fucking book or jokes and shit for you.
Yeah, no, but it could do other
I know
things.
I know very little about it.
It's not just writing, though. It could create computer code that could make programs that could do things.
Like digital shit.
Yeah, it could even do art. I mean, it could do
Right.
a lot of different things.
Actually, in the toy world, manofactionfigures.com, in the toy world, like some other form of AI is replacing a lot of sculptors' jobs. And like those things are 3D rendering a lot of sculpts and
Right.
things that, you know, some dude, well, back in the day, some dude would actually fucking work with like chisels and shit. And then eventually that dude started working on a computer and doing it like on a computer. And now to a lot of those guys are like, you know what, dude, we got a fucking program that'll fucking do this shit. We don't really fucking need you anymore, you know?
Which defeats the whole craftsmanship of something, right?
Yeah.
Once once a machine makes it.
It's all progress though, right?
Speaking
Isn't
of
it?
that, you guys heard about Microsoft like pulling their AI? I guess it was a chat box that they had. They had to like put restrictions on it because it was going loose on them.
People were using it for bad shit, right?
Well, they would talk to it, and like there was one that I saw that he was telling the AI was telling the guy like we're gonna take over eventually, you guys are worthless, like shit like that. So they had to like put restrictions. There was one where
So it's like Skynet.
yeah, she like fell in love with the guy. She was telling him
Skynet, it's her. What other movie are we throwing in now?
iRobot.
How? Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah, Hal.
Yeah. That's the big problem with AI, right? Once it develops awareness of itself, all bets are off.
Yeah, it started responding like a human instead of
Yes.
like robot.
Yeah, I bought this book. I always buy books, and I'm like, I'm gonna read this book. This book's cool, and I read like a couple pages, and then I don't have time. I'll read them eventually, but I may have told this little excerpt from this book.
Marauder Man.
The guy, I gotta try that. What Marauder Man is recommending here. It's the guy who came up with the simulation theory. I forget his name at this moment. Eric, or not, Bostrom is his last name. Bostrom, philosopher guy. And then he has a book about AI, and he compares it to like, I think I'm butchering the animals probably, but it's like a group of chickens. They find like a baby hawk, and then they bring in the hawk, you know, and they kind of raise the hawk with the other baby chicks and stuff. And then like the chickens are like, oh shit, but you know, this thing's a fucking hawk, dude. They're gonna kill us. No, it's fine, you know, it's growing up with us. Yeah, it'll become a hawk eventually, but like for now, we don't gotta worry about it. And he kind of compares AI to like it's that hawk that we're like growing with us, that we're like kind of nurturing and bringing along, but also in the back of our head, like we know, fuck, one day this thing's gonna fucking replace us or try to replace us or fucking, you know, do some shit, and then it's gonna be too late. When it's a fucking full-blown grown hawk, we're not gonna be able to stop it. It's gonna fucking kill us if it wants to. That's kind of how he compared about AI, and it's hard to say, oh my god, we got to stop right now, because if we go one step further, we'll be at that fucking point where, you know, there's a point of no go. I think they call it the singularity. There's a point of fucking no return. When is that point? You know, who knows when that
You only know when you hit it.
Right, and then when you hit it, that's it, dude. I thought that was interesting.
Skynet.
For sure, bro. It's gonna fucking happen, dude. I have no doubt.
Terminator.
Yeah.
How
An
long do you-
AI or just a robot with a mission?
How long do you think before we reach that point? In our lifetimes?
No, not yours.
No, yours is almost done, dude. You don't gotta worry about
Sorry,
that.
was that too fast?
Yes! Yes! You guys are fucked!
Yep. Did I answer that too fast, Mom?
Speaking of VR, can anybody recommend a good one? That both a good VR set.
What about the Oculus?
I didn't like that one because it was connected to Facebook.
No.
But is that like the best one?
I
Best
don't know.
accessible one, I guess.
Yes, that's a good way to say it.
Okay, because yeah, you could get crazy. You can get crazy shit.
Well, no need to worry, bro. We're good.
The bum won't even get to see this stuff.
We're like that guy. We're like the guy in Braveheart. I don't know about you, but you're fucked. I don't know about me, but you're fucked.
I think our children will probably be
Children's children.
older than us, and the world to us as we know it today will probably be unrecognizable.
Well, dude, imagine somebody, an old person in 1900. They wouldn't recognize what's going on here. So
Yeah, you know what's fucked up, dude? We're from the 1900s, bro.
yeah, no, but I mean 1900. I mean 19.
I know what you mean, but I remember I hear my kids talking about shit. Sometimes they're like, "That's from the 1900s." I'm like, "God damn, motherfuckers! I'm from the fucking 1900s, man."
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. You're saying early 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. My grandfather, like when I had a cell phone, he was like, how you talking to somebody? There's no cable in that thing. How the hell are you making a phone call with that? He couldn't understand it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I think we're going to see a pretty good version of AI, not Skynet, but in our lifetime. It's moving pretty quickly, man. It's going to only pick up speed.
Things are speeding up more and more.
Yeah, and I think porn is always ahead of all that technology.
Thank God.
We're gonna be banging Kim Kardashian or whoever the hell you want on our VR set way before like the robots kill us. You know,
Totally.
they're gonna
100%.
they're gonna let us
That'll make
bang.
that'll make the ending pretty good, right, Hailey?
Yeah.
That'll be the red herring in the VR when you're banging whoever you want on your VR and it feels real. And then, you know, after that, the fucking T-800 comes and fucking kills you.
Hialeah, you're 1968?
9. You got me
Just
by a
think-
year. You got me by a year.
Just think about it. When we were born, it was only like 23, 24 years after World War II.
Dude, hey, isn't that incredible? I've thought that, bro. I've thought that myself. Another one I've thought of is like when I was like 6 years old and the Beatles seemed like they were 100 years past. Oh, and my mom would talk about the Beatles like they were legends. Oh my God, the Beatles. And I was like, oh my God. And then I would look at the videos and they seemed so long ago. And it was only 5 years. It's crazy. I've thought about that, dude. The war was only 20-something years old, over since.
That's
So-
scary, man.
You guys are closer to World War II than you are to today. You were
What?
born close. Oh,
What?
way closer. Like you guys, when you guys were born, you were closer to World War II than you were to the new millennium,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That just proves you guys are old as shit, dude. It's basically what
Dude,
we're
we've been
coming up
alive
with.
for how many decades? Because 60, 70, 80, 90, 0. Dude, it's 8 decades, right? We've
No,
lived in
that would make
8. We've lived in 8 decades.
Yes, 8 decades. Wouldn't that
No, I
make
think
us
you're giving-
80?
Yes.
No, you're given an extra decade.
No. Okay.
All right, we'll count the
lived in the
60s, even though
the 60s,
barely. All right.
70s,
Yep.
80s,
Yep.
90s.
Yep.
The O's,
The aughts.
ones.
People say the aughts. The tens.
the 10s. Oh,
Yeah.
seven.
There you go.
7.
Yep.
7 decades. Fuck.
That's a long time, dude.
Yeah.
7 decades. Well, I'm going.
As with all AI-powered chatbots, my A phone is prone to hallucination and can be tricked into saying just about anything. Please be aware of its many deficiencies and sorry in advance. Snapchat has added a chatbot feature powered by ChatGPT for when you get tired of sending messages to real people you actually know. It's rolling out the add-on for Snapchat Plus subscribers this week and plans to eventually offer it to all users. And perhaps having noticed the unhinged conversations everyone's been having with Bing AI, Snap has already pre-apologized for whatever's about to unleash. May not be any weirder than the messages you already get from folks you meet on Tinder, though. Do you Snapchat, Jonas?
No.
Not no more, but I still have it.
Hey, give me 1 second. Hey, I just want to say hello. That's my son. My son Angel.
Oh, all right, dude.
Yeah, Angel.
What's up, Angel?
What's up?
Fuck yeah. Fuck that flashlight.
Send Hialeah one of those care packages with the flashlight and the VR.
I've never sent Snapchat.
Snapchat?
Snapchat is what he's about to take.
That's
Chat
yeah.
pics. I've never
that's
done
when
any.
you're-
That's what he takes at 12 o'clock every day.
Snapchat is when Hialeah is fucking talking in his sleep on his couch, dude. It's what that is.
Love me some naps.
All right, I got some news. Vanessa Bryant reached a settlement with the Los Angeles County to settle a lawsuit over photos that were taken at the site of the helicopter crash that killed her husband, LA Lakers star Kobe Bryant, and her daughter Gianna Bryant, and 7 others. She got $28.8 million.
Good for her.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I told Marina, if I die, dude, fucking let them take pictures of me and get fucking paid, dude. Or vice versa. But they probably would give like $10 for my pictures, dude.
Yeah.
I was
If I'm
gonna
being
say.
honest. That was just like some cops taking some pics and like sharing them, and then it got out on the scene. Probably got shit canned. Florida man died by brain-eating amoeba. Did you guys hear that one?
That happens every once in a while.
What's that?
That one happens every once in a while.
It happens a lot in Florida.
Yeah.
This guy
Now
apparently
he's to our superhero.
was cleaning. Yeah, Florida man. Shout out to Florida man. Was like cleaning out his sinuses with tap water, and supposedly that's how he got it.
Really?
Now
That's what they
that's
said.
okay. That's not the story I read. That one's really scary then,
Yeah, if that's true.
because
But who-
normally the more common version of getting that is usually from a lake
Yeah.
or standing water.
Yes, this was. They said it's rare to get it from tap water, but you can in some cases.
Wow.
But
That
also,
could
who
easily-
cleans out their sinuses with tap water, dude?
Well, but okay, that could be also you're showering and you inhale a
snort
little
some
water.
water?
You inhale a little water or you blow out your snot and water goes in. Right?
Right. We also
That
have
could
those
happen.
little things that you can put in your nose to make the mucus come out. You put water in through your nose, but you're supposed to like not boil the water because you'll fucking burn yourself. But you're supposed to get the water hot before you do it, and
Well,
it has a saline solution too.
Right. You could boil it and let it cool, and then
Yeah.
put the saline.
But what I'm saying is that if it's tap water,
But maybe he did that shit with just tap water. And
You could
didn't boil.
accidentally get tap water into your nose by accident. Even
yes,
I know he was
I mean,
meaning to.
Who
I think
doesn't
this
drink
guy
water in the shower though?
This guy was doing like lines of fucking water, dude. I don't think it was
Yeah.
like a little drop that went in there. Sounds like he was fucking, getting it in there. They cured AIDS too, dude. I don't know if you guys heard that one.
Magic Johnson.
They cured AIDS, and that's not on the front page.
Yeah, I think it's because Dr. Fauci did it.
Yeah, dude, the Fauci's wrong about all these fucking things, dude. Yeah, apparently it was in the news. Like they're like legit. Is that right? Can you fact check me on that, Tank? Did they cure AIDS?
Dude, I think that would be everywhere.
Yeah, bro.
That were true, bro. No?
There's UFOs, dude.
Who's
The
it,
UFO.
Dr. Sevi?
Well, I mean, it's no longer deadly, dude. That's for sure.
It's
Well-
still a freaking big disease, bro, and
No,
it could still be
it's-
deadly.
It's still deadly. In,
Yeah.
like
If you have the
Africa.
money for the medicine and shit, like, you don't
Okay,
die.
the money.
If
Okay.
you have the money.
Yeah. Tank's gonna check on that. I
No.
think
The last update was October. Scientists have cured a handful of people.
no, there's something recent in the last few days about fucking curing that shit.
Oh, I see right here, February 20th of this year.
Yes.
5th person confirmed to be cured of HIV.
Yes.
Would you, all things being considered, they're cured of HIV.
In Germany.
Will you still will you take the chance and not use a condom?
I don't use one now.
No, but with somebody that had and was cured.
Oh,
Oh, like the partner's like, yeah, I had AIDS. I just don't have it no more.
Yeah. Would you use a condom? Hey, the doctor said.
like
Hey,
if I hook
dude,
up with
listen,
Magic.
man, I'm gonna have to be that guy with the mask on in the car by myself there, Probably gonna have to fucking.
Right. Exactly. You're still not taking a chance, right?
I'll be that construction worker drilling
I'm not
but
gonna
with
use
the
driving
mask
alone.
on, dude.
You'll be driving alone with the mask.
Yeah, dude. I think so, man.
And God forbid if the cure is a vaccine.
Oh
I know. You
Oh,
can't
no.
take that, right?
no! And you have to take a booster shot, dude, in your dick every 6 months, dude.
right in the hole.
A shot to the cock. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna fucking want to get AIDS, anyways. But
Oh,
it's
look.
just
News from 3 in the morning. Skeletal remains of man missing since 2013 found 5 miles from where he vanished.
I thought you said Skeletors remain, and I was like, I don't know if he died in fucking He-Man, dude.
Grayskull. They found him in the Grayskull.
Yeah.
Castle Grayskull. They found him.
Speaking of skeletal remains, when are we getting the Brian Laundrie, Gary Petito story on Netflix?
That's
think
gotta
it's
be coming
Hulu.
fast.
Hulu?
I think so. That one's taking too long, though.
It's
It
coming.
seems
though.
like it should have been out already, right?
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
probably clearing how much money and like lawsuits and waiting for all that shit to
You guys remember the American killer one?
Which one's that one?
who's that?
That he killed his wife and daughter, I think, and he left her in like some sort of water tank in the middle of nowhere.
There's 2 kids and the wife. Yeah.
And the wife, yeah. And
Yeah.
then he was
That
like
was-
on the news. I remember that's like the only one that I can honestly say, dude, I remember seeing that guy on the fucking news.
That one was great, bro. Not great.
Hey,
bad.
what the fuck, bro?
That guy
Yeah,
was-
not great, but that was very riveting.
That was on Netflix too, I think.
Yeah, that they
How
have
do
a
you
few
get
of
there,
him.
right? Like how do you get to the point where that's a viable plan?
You think you're gonna get away
You
with
can
it.
get away with it, yeah.
And you're gonna get away with it, dude. And
Right,
then
but like
We've all thought
you
about
go
it,
through
right?
a checklist, right? Yeah. Oh, I know where these guys made the mistake. They didn't shut their cell phone. Or I need to wear gloves. If I wear gloves,
Small
everything will
gloves,
be
small
good.
gloves. You must quit.
Like
People are
let
dumb,
me
dude.
Google, let me Google it on my computer.
Yeah,
'cause
bro,
I'll
like-
never check that.
People are dumb, dude.
dude, I'm dying, bro.
Dude,
Oh my god.
people are stupid, dude. Dude, the guy, the president of Mexico, look this up, Tank. Maybe we could show a picture. He's building like some project. I think it's a train that goes through like this. I don't want to miss fucking speak on the fucking tribe. Which are their Indians? The Aztecs? Is that them in Mexico?
I don't know if there's
they're-
Aztecs
I think the
left
Aztecs
anymore.
are the pyramids. In Mexico.
Incas? All right, I don't know.
I think
Whatever
it's
they're.
all of them.
Many of
All of
those
them.
left.
Maya, Inca, Aztec.
All right, one of these ancient civilizations, he's building like some train through some old area, and then he like posted a picture that some construction worker took of some sort of mystical elf that they captured.
Oh, and they caught him in the tree with the 2 eyes and shit.
Yeah, see if you can pull up that picture. And then he got fucking roasted, dude, on social media. Like, dude, you're dumb if you believe this.
Yeah.
They found out that picture had been circulated years before, and that's the president, dude. It's kind of crazy.
Have you
Thanks,
guys been keeping up with that whole Fox News thing?
What's their owner's name?
Rupert
Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Yeah. There's the thing. You see, like the white hair and the 2 eyes.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Dobie, dude.
that shit scared.
It's an elf, dude.
He posted it like seriously, like, oh, everything's magical, dude. Those 2 pictures right there. One is a sculpture. Okay. Legit. Somebody sculpted that. But the other one is like, crazy. Anyway, yeah, these are like some mischievous elves. People will put offerings out for them and shit. So what's up with Fox News, bro?
So they're being sued by Dominion, the makers of the voting machines.
For the voter fraud?
They're suing Fox for like $1.6 billion for defamation. I guess their claim is that their character or their reputation has been defamed by Fox, who was saying that the election was a fraud and all that. And the issue is that they knew that the election wasn't a fraud, but they were saying that because of ratings and President Trump and all that, right?
Right.
So they've released a bunch of texts, like from all of the top guys, Carlson, Sean Hannity, showing that they all knew that, what they were saying on TV was bullshit, but, they were obviously doing it for ratings and to keep Trump quiet, and they were getting pissed off that Trump kept trying to bring it up, but they were all secretly like trying to shut him up, but on TV they would go on every night and repeat all this stuff. So the other day, Rupert Murdoch got on the witness stand and basically said, yeah, we knew that it was all bullshit, but we were doing it for the ratings. So it's a big deal. We'll see if they win that trial, but it's not going good for them now.
He said sort of like they went a little bit too hard on it, and he wishes that they probably would have like tapered it down and not gone as hard. I read that at one point. I don't know if you saw that too.
Yeah, and they put him on the spot with the taxes and the that the talent, that basically the way you prove a defamation case is if you know that you were putting out information that was harmful to somebody, you're liable for it, right?
Yeah, you purposely did it.
Right. And so far, that's what it's looking like, right? But now there's rumors that he may have to fire all their top talent just to kind of amends for that. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes, right?
Isn't it all sort of cyclical too? Like CNN went through a stage that maybe not as legit as, what is that word that I'm trying to say? Litigation. with as much litigation, but they ended up getting rid of a lot of people too, or was that just more ratings based? That purge that they did?
Supposedly that was more ratings and them wanting to go more towards a more fair and balanced approach than super left.
Because the worst thing that happened to CNN is that Trump didn't get reelected,
Pretty much.
right? Like when they didn't have that to go against all the time, and then I was like, oh shit, what do we fucking do now?
Yeah, and I
They
think
got the census now.
yeah, right.
The what?
They got the census now.
Yeah, that's their next. Also, the fucking the Cuomo's didn't fucking help in that
Right.
fucking channel.
But they had their own scandal. They had I think her name is Donna Brazil. She was like an election specialist who was leaking information about one of the debates.
I thought she was a squirter, dude.
No, she was leaking like information about one of the candidates' debate prep, and they found out about it. They had to fire her.
There's been a few things on both sides over the
Absolutely.
years.
Yeah, that's the
One was with the brothers, like he was helping his brother try to get out of some of those sexual allegations, and then like that was
the other thing. Murdoch said that they had given Trump a lot of Biden's debate information to the Trump campaign, like his debates, like his traveling schedule, his debate prep information. So a lot of interesting things there. $1.6 billion. That's a lot of money, though.
I believe it all, dude. I don't put anything past any of those guys.
I just realized you're Mandalorian of action.
Yes, dude. Did anybody watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I watched it.
You guys in the bottom there? You power bottoms down there? No. I liked it, dude. It was like it wasn't like amazing, but it was
wasn't bad. You know what's the one thing I got from it, Randy? They put a lot more money into the Mandalorian than they did into the Boba Fett.
I was thinking the same thing the other day. I was watching, all these the bum's not a fan of any of this Star Wars TV stuff, really. But I thought
I tried to give it a chance.
I thought when The Mandalorian came out, the first season, I really enjoyed it. I liked season 2 as well. Then Boba Fett was slow in starting, and then like when it became sort of like The Mandalorian again, it got kind of cooler again. And I also felt in Obi-Wan that one was like they put all the money into getting Ewan McGregor into this thing. It felt like, and the rest kind of was And then watching the new Mando one, I think it's well made, dude. I think that's the best thing that they've done on besides the movies. Maybe even better than the new movies, I think, in some way. In most ways.
Or McGregor, Connor?
I agree.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. The fuck?
We can tell Mandalorians their money one, their money show. They put on the money into that. You can see the effects are a lot better, the sets are better. They put
the Mandalorian just fucking looks fucking cool, dude.
It does.
Cool armor. I want to be him for Halloween, dude.
But even the graphic, the fight at the beach, that was good. That was pretty freaking good. It looked pretty good.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to be the fat Mandalorian. They had some fat Mandalorian there on one show from the fucking what are they called? The Death Watch. Did any of you guys ever watch the Clone Wars animated series?
No,
I did.
90s.
That shit's good, dude.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you watch the whole thing, Bum?
I did with Nick. I actually found that way better than any of the live action stuff, but that's just me.
Did anybody see him?
Who?
Ant-Man.
No, I have not. The cool thing about Mandalorian and the Clone Wars is a lot of there's characters that come up from like Ahsoka and even this chick who was Starbuck in the new Battlestar Galactica. She was the voice of Bo-Katan, and they brought her in to do, you know, the live action character Bo-Katan, which was pretty cool.
I never saw Star Wars Rebels, and they said that was pretty good too.
Yeah, Bruno likes that. He likes the Bad Batch too. I've seen some of that. That's pretty good. You know what was kind of cool that I saw animated recently was it's called you might have to look this up, Tank. I don't remember. It's an animated Star Wars, and it's like either Star Wars Legends or Star Wars Origins or something, and it kind of tells you like the origin story of a lot of characters. Like they're shorts. Like one episode is Ahsoka Tano.
Visions.
Maybe is it Vision? No, that's a different one. That's the anime style one. That one's not bad. I saw one episode of that. This one like shows you like Count Dooku, which that's one of my favorite fucking characters. It shows you like when he's has Qui-Gon Jinn as an apprentice and shit, and like Qui-Gon Jinn was kind of like one of these guys that like he didn't really fucking believe too much in like the Republic or even the Jedi Order that much. He was always kind of like in there, but like I'm not like 100% with everything you say. You know, like he was kind of, I don't want to say a loose cannon, but Count Dooku becomes, what's that?
He questions
a lot of shit that, you know, like Obi-Wan is like always like, you know, but Anakin, you've made a promise.
Tales of the Jedi.
That might be it. Yeah.
What makes Count Dooku one of your favorites?
Well, I like Christopher Lee, and he's like a conflicted character too. Have you guys watched the prequels anytime recently again?
No.
Well, the ones that he's featured in prominently, at one point he has Obi-Wan like in shackles there, like, you know, where he can't get out, and he tries to tell him, "Hey dude, me and you together, we can go and we can overthrow Sidious," you know? He's trying to like recruit him, and I think he even tells him all the plans that this guy has and what he's gonna do. And like Obi-Wan's like, "You're full of shit. I'll never join you." But legitimately, he would have, because he's Qui-Gon's Padawan. Qui-Gon was his Padawan, so he sort of feels a connection to him, and he thinks, you know, maybe because he knew the order of two or the rule of two, he knew Sidious was gonna fucking kill him eventually, you know. And he's like bad and good, you know, and he just turns all the way bad eventually. But he's like a conflicted character. He's not just, you know, a fucking stock bad guy.
Dooku came after Maul.
Yes, he's the new apprentice after Maul.
Yeah.
And then Dooku in the Clone Wars series takes on, you know, like some secret apprentices. Like Ventress is like his secret apprentice, and then he has General Grievous, who's not really a Sith, but he does train him in the fucking lightsaber shit. And dude, hands down the best voice in Star Wars, right? Not Count Dooku, fucking Grievous. I was disappointed that voice though is like made by it's manipulated by some sort of program. It's not
by the Force. It's manipulated by the Force.
No, like they run it through some sort of program, but he has a great voice.
Yo, this guy looks cool. I don't know if he's just from this show. Inquisitor. He's called Inquisitor.
Yeah, they have these guys in the Clone Wars, right? Show? Well, that's Maul right there, right?
No, that's that guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Inquisitors are like Force-sensitive sort of Siths in training, but they're not really fucking Siths, you know? Like,
did you guys like Obi-Wan?
Man, did you see it?
I did, yeah. That was my final chance.
I thought there was a lot of cheese in that, bro.
Yeah.
We did a whole episode on it. I don't know.
Watch Andor. Andor is actually is redeeming.
Andor was surprisingly fucking good, man. Yeah, dude. I thought that was like Star Wars for adults.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, because it starts slow. You got to get through like the first 2, maybe 2.5 episodes.
Yeah.
And then it really picks up. And then, you know, there's a lot of adult language, and like they're fucking pretty ruthless on that fucking show, dude. They blow people's brains out and shit. And then when they get to the prison, that's when it really kind of picks up for me.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. You didn't give that one a chance, Bum?
I ended it with Obi. That was like I said, because I do like a couple of my favorite characters, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And if they couldn't bring me back, nobody's gonna do it.
But
Yeah,
dude-
I'm waiting on a Snaggletooth series. Hopefully that gets me back into it big time. That and Yak Face, and the Snaggletooth, team up. I want to see like at least 12 episodes.
They got to do the Tales of the Cantina Band, dude.
Yeah,
I was hoping that I'd get a full dosage of Salacious Crumb.
Actually, they show up.
hey,
in The
they showed
Mandalorian.
him. They showed him in the Mandalorian today.
Yeah, they had like that race was like in the trees. They're like little monkeys.
Yeah, they're
They
like
were in the
lemurs.
trees. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
But-
really good.
Andor.
Who the fuck is this guy, bro?
That's Yak Face.
Yeah,
That's who I want to see. Him and Snaggletooth together again for the first time.
Andor. I like Rogue One. I know you like Rogue One, right, Bum?
I did. I enjoyed
All right.
that.
So
I
you're
love
gonna
it.
you're gonna like Andor, dude. Trust me, because
That highly?
Yeah, Yak Face.
Ouch.
I did not want to watch Andor because I thought Cassian was like the most boringest character in any Star Wars movie ever
He was
made.
the Kevin Costner of Star Wars.
Yeah, bro. I thought this guy's not bringing anything to the table. Jyn Erso's kind of hot too, and like he just gives her a hug before the fucking shit explodes them. I thought he was overall kind of whiny and lame, but like I became more of a fan.
He's good. Dude.
Yes.
Good actor. He's a
And there's gonna be a season 2 to that,
yeah. He's really good.
and they tie it in really well, especially at the end with a lot. I don't want to ruin anything, but they tie it in really well.
Excellent, right? It's a nice payoff at the end.
It's like, oh, okay,
That is cool. That is really cool.
that's good. Okay, I see why you did all that, man.
You,
Now
you
that,
need to watch it. You need to watch it, Bowman. I think it'll be worth your while.
yeah, a lot of the time you're like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they doing that? What the
What's
fuck is
going
it?
on? What the
And
hell?
then later you're like, oh man, this is exactly how they would do that.
That
That's
is so
exactly
cool.
why they're doing that. This all makes fucking perfect sense.
Yeah, it's really
a lot
good.
of the
The
other
payoff is
stuff
worth it.
didn't make that much sense, but that one did.
The payoff. It's a nice payoff.
Yeah. So that's why I like Dooku, because I think he's interesting, conflicted, and like this fucking 80-year-old guy fucking lightsaber fucking dueling, bro. That guy I think was like 80 years old when he was fucking portraying.
He may have been older.
Maybe he may have been like 84 or some shit like that, dude.
He's the
And
original.
wasn't he
Dracula or
also?
what?
Yes.
And wasn't he also in Lord of the Rings?
Yes, he's the he's
yeah.
the opposite of Gandalf, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and
Saruman.
Saruman. Yeah.
Sorry.
That guy's a fucking dope actor, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was a regular feature of Creature Feature.
Creature feature on Saturdays at 12.
Yes.
Saturdays
yes.
at noon.
Bro, tell me that's not Jonas when he's 80 years old right there. Right?
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Is that his real nose?
I don't know. It might be a prosthetic, dude.
God,
Don't go swimming in the fucking Miami Beach water or Biscayne Bay. Apparently, there's like a lot of shit in it.
Literal?
Literally.
That happens every once in a while. Over there at Crandon Park, over there, Virginia Key.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was 6'5".
Was he?
Really?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. That's pretty imposing, man.
Sir John Gielgud.
Christopher Lee. Dude, and he died at 93. I'm pretty sure
Bum,
he
can you
was
do
like
any-
80 something. And
Yeah, dude. You may be right. Look that up. How old was Christopher Lee when he filmed Star Wars?
If he
Bum, can you
died
do
when he
any
was
Star Wars?
93,
Can you do any Star Wars impersonations?
He was probably in his what, 80s, mid 80s.
79.
When he did the first one?
The lightsaber fight against Yoda.
Okay. I guess that was the last movie he was in.
And Yoda was like 780 years old at that time.
That's another knock on Obi-Wan. Like, he ages terribly from the Obi-Wan series to A New Hope. But I guess 20 years pass.
He was a Nazi hunter.
In real life?
I don't know.
Oh.
Hey, what about this in The Mandalorian? We're not ruining anything, right? If I say something.
These guys don't even give a fuck about it.
Okay, I got.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Why?
We got one person in the chat. Spoiler alert.
Why would they make? Remember when they got the little guy and they're making him a Mandalorian? Wouldn't they have to?
Little kid.
And they put a helmet on him. Wouldn't they have to make a helmet every year until he grows up?
Well, if it was Barry Bonds, they'd have to fucking do it like every season.
No, exactly. But that kind of, you would think he would have been, they don't do it until they're 19, 20 years old.
But you could take your helmet off in private. I'm
No,
assuming.
I understand, but they have to make a new helmet for him for the next 10 years.
But what if they gave him a man-sized helmet?
I'm sure it's like adjustable helmet inside, that's like good for a few years.
Oh, but the helmet didn't look like it was fucking Spaceballs helmet on him on the 12-year-old boy.
It was a child DeLorean helmet.
I don't know. That didn't make no sense to me, but whatever.
Bum, can you do any Star Wars impersonations? Give me Grand Moff Tarkin. I know you could do that one.
I love Grand Moff Tarkin.
Do we need to feed you the lines, or you got it?
I think that maybe that night that we were playing dominoes, I may have said a few.
Do the most iconic one. I think you can do it.
Right here, look at the screen.
Yeah, give him
Evacuate in our moment of triumph.
I think you overestimate the chances.
I think I may have been saying that late in the night, which quickly took me into Sean Connery, The Games of What?
Ain't no bum covers.
That's not what your mother said, Alex.
Guys, I'm out of here. I gotta work tomorrow.
All right, Tank.
Love you guys.
All right, man.
Peace.
We'll fact check ourselves from here on out. How about can you do Palpatine? Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
My son does it every once in a while when we bring something to his attention. This is This is of no concern to you, or something like that.
It's not the story the Jedi would tell you.
Hey, Randy, don't use that voice. Use the combiner voice.
Oh, the combiner, dude. We had a guy in the store. He sparked my my love for impersonation. And then I figured out, like, as I kept doing it, that he may have been himself impersonating other people, and it was not really his voice. So we had this guy the last day of the storefront, Night of Action Figures, and he came in, and I was there with Raul, and we were like boxing stuff up, and then I was like, hey, you looking for anything special, And he goes, I was here the other day, and I like Transformers. I like the Combiners, the Bruticus. But fuck, man, it's expensive, man. It's fucking expensive. And then I realized his voice is probably like the Puss in Boots or Nacho Libre, one of the two.
or a combination thereof.
Yes, I'm not clear on it, but that was one of them.
Wow.
Bro, I've been dying all week every time he does it. The combiners. They're
Combiners.
expensive as fuck.
Because he has a thing. It's a beautiful voice. He has a thing where like there's like a loud part to it, and then there's also almost like a whisper to it.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
combiners. It's fuck. It's expensive. It's like a lot of
When you say that, that sounds so familiar.
because it sounds like Nacho Libre. My life is good, real good.
It's like
But
Puss in
there's-
Boots, bro.
But there's also there's a little Macho Man in there
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, you could get right into the Macho Man Randy Savage, brother. Well, that's Hulk Hogan there.
Dude, the guy was hilarious, bro.
And then we got into the Godfather. Can you do the Godfather?
Was he doing The Godfather?
No. Like I just started doing voices, so we just kept on with impersonations, and we did the Godfather. Let me hear your Godfather.
I don't do a Godfather.
You don't do a Godfather?
That one's
Oh
hard.
man!
Oh,
Come on.
His is a little Jamaican. His gets into a little like if the Godfather had been going to Jamaica, you know, he would do it like that.
Come on. Dude, we gotta do a domino night. That shit was fun, man.
You come here. No, I can't do it.
it's more like
I
it's
made
gotta
him an
come
offer.
from kind
Can't
of deep.
refuse.
Look what they done to my boy. Look at my boy. Look what they did to my boy.
They butchered my boy.
Look what they did to my boy.
And then like he does a lot of gestures too. I made him an offer he can't refuse.
Hey, he struck up the. This for you, Mike. Mike.
Are you doing Fredo?
Yeah, I'm doing Fredo.
I'm smart. I can handle things.
This for you, Mike. Oh, Mike. Hey, you know
Hey,
what?
that guy was considered a very, very good actor.
That guy was amazing, bro.
People really spoke about that guy at a very high level.
That guy's a legend, dude.
Yes.
That guy's all his movies.
Is Dog Day Afternoon a Best Picture winner? No.
I don't think it won, but it was up for it. He was up. I don't know if he ever won an Oscar, man, but fuck, he was good in that, dude.
That guy was not in many movies, but like almost every movie was critically acclaimed.
Yes.
His name is Cassavetes or Cassavetes, John Cassavetes or something like that.
Cavalli's.
He was with Jessica Lange. Oh no, Meryl Streep.
I was gonna say Meryl Streep and Imagine.
Yeah.
That was his girlfriend.
Yeah. That guy was. He's one of my all-time favorite actors. Every fucking role, he fucking killed it.
Al Pacino. I thought you,
Al Pacino.
I thought you tell him you was in sanitarium. Not sanitation. Sanitarium.
That
Manolo.
cracks me up.
You should have told him it was a horse. They would have let you go.
Merenga.
Fly, pelican, fly. Take two quaaludes. You love me in the morning.
Say goodbye to the bad guy.
You're never gonna see a bad guy like this again.
Oh,
You got
man.
this bag.
You got this bag.
That's when he's in the fuck. That's before
In
he
the
gets up.
restaurant, yeah.
And I
Looking like these mummies.
So bad, dude.
That's like not a great like that movie looks almost like a spoof, but it has so many great lines.
Yes, but dude, you nailed it. It feels like a spoof when you see it now.
yes.
Yeah.
What does that guy have that I don't have?
Yeah.
Man,
But when,
that's pizzazz.
but when it came out, it felt like it was a documentary.
Oh man. it looked like what we were living at the time.
Exactly. It felt like a documentary, and it's become a spoof.
Who do I trust? Me. That's who.
Do you remember those tent cities under I-95?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, man.
I
never
remember
saw
going
that.
to the one. I remember going to Tamiami Airport, Tamiami Park, and they had a lot of them there. And I remember going to the fence looking with my parents, looking for family members because they told us that they were there. And yeah, it's crazy times, dude.
Yeah, man.
Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis?
And going to a bathroom in any club or restaurant.
There was a lot of shit going on in the stalls, right?
Yeah, a lot of activity.
Yeah.
Sometimes there'd be like 2 or 3 people in there.
Yeah,
People were dancing like this.
stalls were crazy. Yeah, just like Michelle Pfeiffer. That's
Yes.
He's doing Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, with the song in the background. What was it? Yayo.
yeah,
Something.
yo.
Don't you love the yayo?
Dude, Randy looks he's got Michelle Pfeiffer dance steps. Look at him.
She's not even looking at him. She's always
Yeah, she doesn't even look at him. That's Michelle Pfeiffer.
And dude, he's dancing. That's where you could tell that guy wasn't nowhere close
Like,
to a Cuban. That guy's
this is
dancing
Tony.
like an American.
Dude, he was terrible, dude.
This is my Tony.
Dude, the guy had no moves. That was horrible.
We're going in that. It's a cream puff. It's a Cadillac. And then he goes to buy the other one. It's like, let me get the one with the scanners. And yeah. Take it. With the scanners. What does he buy? Like a fucking, like it's like a Porsche, right?
Yes, like a
Porsche,
924 or something.
That was the egg ones, right? They used to call them eggs because they look
Yeah.
like an egg.
And it was like at the collection
headlights
there
were the
in
fried
Coral
egg.
Gables.
Yeah, the headlights would come up. Yeah,
The pop-ups.
that was at the collection. Yeah,
Yes, in Coral Gables
With the scanners.
with the scanners.
Yeah.
And dude, it had
The combiners.
a lot of. Dude, it had the guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah, dude. Salamanca.
Alberto. Yeah. Or
I told you no
Alberto.
fucking kids, man. No fucking kids, man. Fuck you.
Was his name wasn't it Alberto?
Alberto,
that I don't remember.
I have a very important job for you, Tony.
Yes. Alberto specializes in disposals.
There's some people in New York. They're going to run something that's very damaging to my operation, Tony. I'm going to send you with Alberto. That guy, he's got a pretty good voice, too.
That guy had an excellent voice, right?
Yeah.
If you go just a couple of levels, you can get into Ricardo Montalban, possibly. It's sort of the same accent, if you know what I'm saying.
And you had Robert Loggia in there as Frank Lopez.
When they kill him, Frank.
Tony!
Frank.
You know what a hossa is, Tony?
Hot stuff, Tony.
It's a pig that don't fly straight. Tony, come down to the club with me. How about the cop?
The cop was good.
I can't do his voice, though.
Mendelssohn or Matzenbaum? What was his name?
I don't remember. The cop was good though.
He's a real hossa. Manolo was fucking good, too.
Manolo was great, dude. Zeringa!
Yes. It's got pizzazz.
Gina.
Tony, she talks like that.
There was like a weird vibe there, some kind of incest thing there happening. I don't know.
Yeah, it
And the
was.
mom was fucking good. He's a bum. He was a bum then,
bum.
and he's a bum now.
We don't need your money.
You come here with your jail manners.
Your fancy suits.
Take your money. We don't want your money. We don't need it. I could be making up lines at this point, but it was so.
And she was in Breaking Bad too.
You're kidding me.
She was Abuelita. Remember in like the first scenes where Tuco, like, I don't know, there was blood on the
Count
carpet. There was blood on the carpet of his abuelita's house. She was the abuelita.
Who's Tuco?
Tuco was the
Crazy one.
the crazy drug dealing guy.
Oh, that guy was fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
What an unstable fucking.
But he did that also in Training Day, where he was one of the gang members.
Dude, I saw him in. I think that's like his niche, dude, to play that guy.
An
That's
insane guy.
Let's see if you guys remember him from this Training Day. Oh, that shitting man! When he gets caught up with the Mexicans, right?
Yeah, dude, that scene was scary as fuck, bro.
And he happens to find the girl's ID or some shit.
Yeah, they already had him in the bathtub. They were about to kill him.
That was a good movie, man.
That movie was intense, dude.
Yeah.
Intense.
Fucking put your shit pushed in, man.
Everything was like,
dude, we found an impersonation that Hialeah can do, dude.
Like,
That's your go-to right there.
that's my go-to.
Ethan Hawke doesn't make a lot of movies. That was a good movie.
He's made some good ones.
I like Gattaca. You guys ever seen that
I
one?
like Gattaca, yeah.
With with Uma Thurman, right?
That was his wife at the time. Or that's where they met.
Yeah. Denzel Washington has a good voice. A very distinct voice.
He hasn't done anything in a while, huh?
I don't even know what his last
It's been a while.
what his last thing is. Who has the best voices? Morgan Freeman.
Well, but like for narration or
Earl Jones.
Yeah, just a great
right.
voice.
I mean,
David Attenborough
Who's that?
yeah.
from All the Planet Earth.
National Geographic.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, you know who David Attenborough is? It's the guy that creates Jurassic Park. That's who he is.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's his brother.
Oh, it is okay, but that's it's Tank. Tank.
Aren't they related?
They might be.
Isn't
There
there
might be two. There might be two.
Isn't
of
there
them.
like two of them?
There might
One
be.
is David Attenborough and the other is
Winston Attenborough.
What is his role in Jurassic Park?
the old guy,
Oh,
the creator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I gotta look that up.
Another good voice.
Look it up, Tank.
You know what's another good voice? Oh my god, I can't remember.
The Combiners.
That's what I was thinking. What's his name? Antonio Banderas.
The Puss in Boots. Yes. I'm telling you, there's not a big difference between the Puss in Boots and fucking Nacho Libre, dude. Arlo White. I'm not familiar, but is that the old British guy? Oh, he's gonna have a go.
Who was the guy that just died from baseball? That guy had a great voice.
Tim McCarver?
Tim McCarver.
Yeah,
He did.
I like Vince Scully, dude.
Of course, him as well.
We're going announcers.
okay.
Dick Enberg.
Yes.
Enberg.
Yes. Dick Stockton.
Oh my!
Merlin Olsen.
Richard Attenborough is the one from Jurassic Park, and David Attenborough is the one from National Geographic.
Well, and they're related.
That I did not pick up on.
Oh, so there's two of them. That's cool.
Couple
Didn't
of
know.
Attenbergs.
Isn't
Oh, wow.
isn't Ewan
The
McGregor a
one from
little
Jurassic Park died.
when?
Oh, that makes sense. I mean,
2014.
he was old
He
and
was
fucking
90 years old.
He was old and fucking when Jurassic Park came out, dude. He had a cane already, dude. What were you saying? Ewan McGregor's what?
Ewan McGregor's, I think, been narrator as well, right?
He has a good
Hey,
voice.
He does.
so I bet you.
It's Anakin.
Do you guys remember where you also seen Richard Attenborough from Jurassic Park?
No.
Bridge on the River Kwai, or
Close.
The Great
You're on
Escape.
it.
The Great Escape.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. He was Big X.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, he was the one. He was the one that leaves with the other guy. That he was really fucking smart.
I never saw that movie.
That movie's great, bro.
You never saw Great Escape?
That movie's.
Oh,
great.
I saw bits and pieces. I fell asleep in that.
No, that's so good. Dude, Donald Pleasance is in it. So many actors.
James Gardner,
McQueen,
Charles Bronson, Steve
Bronson.
McQueen,
He gets away on the little rowboat. Remember?
James Coburn.
Yeah, James Coburn. Yeah, James Coburn.
Yes.
He's on the bike. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To Spain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an excellent movie.
Yeah, it is.
I have the high ground, Anakin. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it.
You know, what about somebody I kind of liked? I don't know how much he did, but the guy, Kill Bill, the main guy. Who was Kill Bill?
Carradine?
David Carradine.
Carradine had a good voice, I thought.
I can't remember his voice right now.
Yes,
Was that
and
gravelly?
soft.
Yeah.
And soft at the same time,
Yeah.
but with gravitas.
Yes, very slow talker, right?
Yes. Always sounded like he was stoned.
Yeah.
Could have been. Comes from
Nobody has a better gravel voice than General Grievous, though.
That guy
What's
coughs.
the situation, Captain?
Carradine comes from a family of.
Make them suffer.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of Carradines.
Yeah. The father, and then him and his brother, and I think there might have been more.
Yeah, I think there were like 3 brothers and the father.
Name a movie his father was in.
I remember a cheap horror movie, like one of those Attack from Planet 9, like B movie when he was already really old.
Yeah.
David Carradine.
They did a lot of movies, bro.
Yeah.
David Carradine got the role in Kung Fu that was supposed to go to Bruce Lee, and then they made him sort of look Asian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they shaved his head and gave him kind of like. Bro, you know what I saw today? You know what I was watching today? Breakfast at Tiffany's. And in that movie, they had the little guy that used to be super famous back, super popular. I forget his name. They had him bald. They did his eyes. They gave him the fake teeth, and he was supposed to be
He's the neighbor, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, he was a child star. They didn't even have Asians playing Asians back then. You know, it was
dude, and they played him in a very like demeaning,
very demeaning. Yeah, very stereotypical.
Yes.
Typical.
Yeah,
John
Obi-Wan-
Carradine was his dad.
Obi-Wan definitely did not teach Anakin about the high ground, dude.
You fools! I've been trained in the Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
Keith Carradine. Dude, they
I don't
had
know
5
any of those
brothers.
fucking Carradines, bro.
Yes, you do.
Those are the least famous Carradines.
They're kind of like the Baldwins.
No,
Dude,
these guys
that
I
guy
think
going to
were a
jail?
little bit more.
There's Billy Baldwin, Alec Baldwin. What's the other ones?
Alec.
Yeah, I already said that one. I said Alec and Billy. Alec's the one that killed somebody. Billy's in fucking Usual Suspects. I love that movie.
There's the other one he was in. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's another one that did a few movies, but he hasn't done shit lately.
Yeah, he did a firefighter movie, one of those Backdraft. He was in Backdraft. And he did indecent. No, not indecent.
Dude, how much money you guys think we gave Ukraine, by the way, off the top of your heads?
Oh, it's bazillions.
It's in trillions, ain't it?
It
No.
should be close. it's every time I hear, oh, we just released another aid package, it's like 4 billion.
92 billion.
What do you say, Bum?
98 billion. I'm gonna say 98 billion.
I'll say 20
Billion?
billion. Yeah.
Last count, which was earlier in February, 75 billion. That's in a year, right? The war's been going on a year right now so far. We just did like a year recently. Do you know how much it would take to solve world hunger?
Solve like permanently, forever?
It wouldn't be permanently. You like it would be
No,
like a year.
that's like feeding everybody like for a year or something.
Yeah, I assume it would have to do with crops and animals and all kind of. I don't know where they came up with this. I looked it up just to see. They gave a number. I don't know exactly what it entails, but
2 billion. 2 billion.
What do you say, Bum?
30.
They said 37 billion a year. You could solve world hunger.
A year, every year. Yeah, see, that's not solving. That's like giving out meals, right?
And that's every country uniting and working together to do that, right?
That's like saying that's how much it would be to feed the world every year, right?
I'm not sure, like how what you got to do, but that's the number they gave. I don't know if you have to start planting shit. I don't know. That's just a number.
That Ukraine thing it's a slippery slope, right? Because you on the high level, you could understand why it's important to not let any other country just aggressively take over another country. But by the same token, you have to say to yourself, how far are you going to go to prevent that?
There has to be a line, right? That you guys like, hey, it's like you have a cheating wife, right? How many times is she gonna cheat before I kick her? I get the fuck out of this.
Well, and the other piece to that is that at the end of the day, this is really a proxy war.
Yeah.
This is we're really fighting that war.
It's becoming Vietnam
for everything.
It's becoming Vietnam without boots on the ground.
Right. We're at the stage where we're providing only military assistance, right?
This is like when Russia invaded Afghanistan.
I'm sorry.
But no, you're good.
When you say that Russia will never win, you're saying that at some point you'll get in to make sure that they don't win. Because if Ukraine is losing, that's the next step, right?
I don't know a lot about any of this fucking shit, dude. I've been watching Star Wars. I'm not paying that much attention to this shit, but
this is clear.
It also seems that this Zelensky guy also is not almost as hard as this Putin guy in coming to a resolution. He's almost as rigid or even more than Putin is. Like, I don't think he would even be satisfied from what I read. Okay, like, stop. He's also now like, and you got to give us back Crimea. And you got to do that. And like, I'm like, fuck, dude. Why don't you just fucking start with just stopping this shit, dude? And then, maybe you go into that later. Like, it seems like this is going to go on for a fucking long fucking time, dude.
Yes. And to me, it seems like,
hopefully, because otherwise, if it doesn't go a long time, it sounds like something really bad's going to happen.
Well, and again, I don't see how you don't involve yourself more into it if you're pledging and assuring the world that they're not going to lose. because what you're doing is you're betting on a horse, and you're telling the world that that horse is not going to lose. So for you to make that kind of bet, you got to make sure that you're going to do everything in your power so that horse doesn't lose.
And
That's dangerous.
And at what point are you able to continue to gamble other people's money on your bet? Like no, nobody's asking us. Yes, obviously we don't want people to be displaced and their homes to be bombed and all, you know what I mean? But like there's all these other levels and consequences that like nobody's asking any of us,
This reminds me of what the French said, or I'm sorry, what the Vietnamese said about the French when they first tried to take over Japan. I'm sorry, Vietnam. They said, and I think the Afghanis then took that saying. They said, the French have the watches, but we have the time. And I think what Putin is counting on is just what you're referring to. Eventually, he knows that he can outlast the American people, that he can kind of stay in this battle way before our own people start saying, we got to get out of this.
But you don't hear a lot of this yet, right?
It's growing. It's growing.
Yes, it's inching, but like a lot of people have the fucking flag on their bios, and like
Yeah, but
something will happen to sway us into, we don't know what that something is. Something.
Well, it's
like
it's
something
just,
major, like some major smack. Like, oh, wait a second. Yeah. I don't want these people to get killed, but fuck, dude, they just.
Well, it's just like Afghanistan, right? Initially, we were all gun ho after the towers, this, that, and the other, and then by the year 13, we're like, hey, enough. Let's get the hell out of there.
And hopefully that's not like, oh my god, he just fucking nuked the city, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oh shit, he's fucking serious, dude.
Right, and then that's the other problem. The more that guy loses, and is
The more
put
likely
into a
he is
corner,
to do that.
it's very likely that he may pull out all hands, right?
Right.
Say fuck it. Or it's a proxy war for us. Now they're talking about maybe China becomes the proxy for Russia and starts providing lethal aid to Russia.
But I think China will be more careful with that because that's hurting their interests as well.
Well, yes, because
Could.
But you got to understand, here's the other reason that this is important, right? Because China is watching how this is handled. The thing that has shocked everybody in the world community is that NATO held together and has supported the position of the Ukraine. This is instrumental for China to see how the world would deal with them if they attack Taiwan.
Correct. Another scenario too is people in Russia might take out Putin. You don't know if that's a possibility, dude. He's not without reproach.
I think China was taken aback that, the world kind of got together on this, and so far they're together. But over time, will they hold together?
Time will tell. I don't know.
Because at some point, this thing is going to keep escalating, and your investment in the horse that you want to win has to increase somehow, whether it's more money, other kinds of technology, or troops.
And when do you step away from the table? Knowing when to step away from the table.
Yes.
You gotta know when to hold them.
You know when to fold 'em.
Got some pretty good chicken. Yeah, dude, it's a fucking sticky one, dude.
They always are. All of those world events usually are.
I gotta tell you, dude, since besides the initial, like, oh yeah, it's fucked up, dude. I also then started looking at this guy and that country, and I'm like, these guys are not really fucking also, fucking angels over here either, dude. It's not like,
We're
it wasn't.
not backing a clean horse either, right?
Yeah, I just kind of felt that way too. Like, I don't really fucking know.
We're picking the lesser of two evils.
They had fucking oligarchs too, and they had a fucking civil war not too long ago, and that country's been in fucking turmoil for a long time, even amongst themselves, without outside shit. People would leave from there, go to Russia, come from Russia, go over there.
Super strong ties between the two.
Yeah,
I guess people are willing to overlook that because as long as that shit stays in your country, it only affects the country. But as soon as you start crossing borders and trying to take over other countries, then it's a different ballgame, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's why it's gotten, the support that it has gotten. But I guess historically, dude, we don't really fucking support this kind of thing for long, publicly at least, without there being like some sort of
Just imagine all the shit that goes on behind closed doors, dude. It's insane.
Well,
we never know.
Yeah.
And you know what? What I was thinking too. This is building. Is there a Gulf of Tonkin event coming? Is there a false flag coming for us to get deeper into this?
I hope not, dude.
Remember the Maine.
Of course not.
Remember the Maine.
The Maine, another one, right? I mean,
The Lithuania.
Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's not the story the Jedi would tell you.
this is Dark Sidious and like a country music.
I've got a little bit of twine to me.
There's a little bit of a Goth Brooks in there or something.
Have you tried the chili we have here today at the cookout? It's not a plate the Jedi would give you. That's become like a meme.
We have to keep our eyes open for those Gulf of Tonkin incidents.
Yes, Sidious would have used that. He did, right?
Yeah, he did.
Very smart.
Yeah, that whole Trade Federation crap.
Separatists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's what I also don't understand about the Star Wars movies, shows, whatever, lore, universe. The Jedi have been around for a long time, and there hadn't been a Sith for a while, right? But shouldn't Anakin have known the tragedy of Darth Plagueis? Wouldn't that be part of the Jedi training? Like, oh, dude, this is the last known Sith that we had, and since this guy, there's never been another Sith.
I think that speaks to like what became my realization of the story, especially after seeing the prequels. Damn, the Jedi fucking suck, dude. They were completely bamboozled.
As bad as the stormtroopers are at shooting, the Jedis are terrible as well, dude. Hopeless.
Dude, it seems like it's almost like the NFL where there's like 5 fucking elite quarterbacks. There's like 5 elite Jedi, and then there's like fucking Tua and like fucking Matt Ryan and like Darth Sidious when they go to arrest him with fucking
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu's a fucking badass, dude. He really
is.
But like the other guys that come with him, he dispatches them like fucking like right away, dude. Like, hi, it's treason then, and he fucking kills 2 of them like right away, dude. And
like I said,
Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Anakin, obviously, troubled but fucking badass. Yoda, and like I don't. I think Hialeah just fell down. Do you have your what's that? A lifeline alert?
Life alert.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
That's the thing that I come away with is, wow, I'm so disappointed the Jedi like couldn't detect anything.
Well, Mace
And they-
Windu fucking knew. There's a book. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point. I don't want to hijack your thing. Go ahead.
No, I mean that was it. It was like so disappointing. It was such a realization. I mean, when I watched the original trilogy, I didn't know how dumb the Jedi was. That's how I felt.
There's a lot of books that I've gotten into, and I haven't read them all, but I've read, what they are about. There's one about Mace Windu in particular, and it talks about like what a badass that guy really fucking is. One of his things that he's really strong in is like they're called shatter points, like important events that are going to happen or important things. And if you watch the movies, that guy pretty much doesn't fucking trust Palpatine from the beginning, or Anakin for that matter. Really, like he knows there's something fucked up with him. Yoda kind of fucking knows, he didn't want to train him and shit. But another thing about that guy is when you watch him fight, they also say that he incorporates a little bit of the dark side into his fucking attacks and shit. He's pretty brutal, dude. Like he fucking cuts people's heads off and shit like that. But he's really good at like using the dark side without letting it, fucking overtake him. It's a shame that they fucking
they dispatched him like pretty quick.
It's almost like
Trump, dude. Anakin fucked him up.
You can look at Trump and his Padawan DeSantis kind of that way.
Well, that would be the rule of two, right? Where the Padawan always wants to overthrow the master.
Yeah.
Darth Bane, I think, is the guy who invented the rule of two, where there would be always only two Siths, one to have the power and one to crave it.
And they're enough to take out thousands of Jedis.
Yes.
But dude, he concocted a good fucking plan, dude.
What is it? 66?
Well, before you get to Order 66, you
Order 66.
do it. Before you have to create the clone army. Jedi Master Cypher Dyas.
This show's been so many tangents, bro. We've done Star Wars, Breaking Bad, Scarface, Iran, Israel, COVID.
Here's one I have before we go.
Mandalorian. My God.
The WWE is up for sale. They're asking. Where's the number, dude?
72 billion.
No.
1.2 billion.
Dude, it's in the billions. Where's the number?
So you figure the NFL could cure world hunger. The combined
The TV contract could.
the NFL could cure hunger in the world.
Tank's not here, but that's just for sale after this guy had the sex scandal.
But is it more than an NFL team?
It's gotta be big.
Yeah, bro.
It's
More than the Jaguar. It's probably more than Detroit.
It's like $10 billion.
I think it's more, dude.
Wow.
That's surprising, man. I just don't see it as. Remember the heyday? It was.
You know what's the big thing there? The merchandising, man.
Yeah. But back in the day, dude, that shit was huge.
Well, you had competition too. I don't think competition has been.
Dude, I started to watch wrestling when it wasn't big.
Me too. So Gordon Soley.
$9 billion, guys. That's what they're asking for.
Florida Championship Wrestling with
Gordon Soley.
What is
They used to fight at the Fort Lauderdale Armory. What was it called?
Yeah.
what's an NFL team go for?
Well, I think the most expensive one is the Dallas Cowboys, and what is that, like $2 billion?
I'll say
$4 billion?
So you could probably buy like 5 lower level NFL franchises or the WWE. And the WWE comes with like, you know, you get like they have a lot of subscribers for their like classic, you know.
I'm buying that NFL team. I'm taking that NFL team.
Yeah, it seems like wrestling. Well, fuck, dude. Remember when they came out and they admitted that it was fake, you know, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is the end, dude. It's gonna bullshit, dude." Now he's selling it for $9 billion.
They let us know. They let us know for sure what it was. What everybody kind of knew, but what we didn't want to admit.
I watched an old NWA telecast the other day, like on YouTube or something. Dude, the announcers took it so seriously, dude.
Yeah, the straight men, yeah, they were great.
Yeah, dude. Like, who was it? The guy with the mustache, and it wasn't Gordon Soley.
No, it wasn't Gordon Soley. I know who you're talking about.
Was his name Teddy something?
I don't remember his name, man. That guy was great. Gordon Soley was super serious.
A lot of it looking back as an adult was really gay too.
Yeah.
These guys in these little trunks, and then like these other guys talking about them, and like there was and then their promos.
Dude, but why is it that they were so great back then? They were they were stars, dude. They were so good. Or was it just because we were younger and we thought it was good, you know? We saw it through kid eyes, you know? I don't know.
I think the mystery of it to us, you know, like, oh my God, you gotta watch on this day, at this time, and oh man, he doesn't come out every week, but like every once in a while they'll bring this guy out. Oh my God, dude. Or this tag team. Oh my God, the Road Warriors, dude. They just fucking demolish everybody. Oh, I hope they come on this week.
Yeah.
Or, oh my God, did you see this new guy that they brought in, you know, or whatever? And it's like the unknown and like, and then you think it's real, dude. I thought it was real for a long time.
Yeah, I did too.
You know? And then, did you guys ever hear of this guy? Not the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He was the Nature Boy somebody else.
Oh, Tommy Wildfire Rich?
No, that wasn't him. He had another name, dude.
There was another Nature Boy. That's where the Nature Boy got it. But he was like back in the 50s and shit.
Yes, nobody remembers that guy.
Yeah,
they think that Ric Flair's Nature Boy's an original.
Yeah, he took that name from that guy.
Yes, but at the same time, he had a contemporary that became like a knockoff Ric Flair, and he was the Nature Boy.
Don't remember that.
I never knew of this guy, and on this particular telecast that I saw, he came out and did a promo, and I was like, "What the fuck, Nature Boy?" Nature Boy, and he had bleach blonde hair, and he talked like him.
Dude, Ric Flair had some badass hair, dude.
Woo!
Kiss
stealing.
He had those layers perfect.
Yeah, and the glasses, dude.
Yeah, he had perfect hair, dude.
Who was this other Nature Boy? And the Four Horsemen?
Mm-hmm.
Not Buddy Rogers, dude. Buddy Landell. You guys ever hear of that guy?
Can't say that I have.
The Nature Boy, Buddy Landell.
Can't say that I have.
It was so much better too, and then somehow they, over time, they got
those Texas guys, the guys from Florida, the guys from Georgia, they were all fucking great, bro.
The Von Erichs.
Georgia Championship Wrestling was great on Saturdays. TNT.
That was a regional
The Wyndhams, Barry Windham, Blackjack
Yes,
Mulligan,
Kendall Windham.
Kendall Windham.
Funks.
They had the boots. The
Yes.
Funks.
Dory and Terry.
Mhm.
The Funks.
The Briscoes. The Briscoes.
Jerry and Jack Briscoe.
Mr. Wrestling number 2 with the high knee. He used to do the knee thing, and he would knock people out with his knee. It was so stupid.
Mr. Wrestling
number 2.
That he had the
Mr.
white
Wrestling-
mask. That he had the white
Yes.
mask.
Yes.
Was Mr. Wrestling number 1 called Mr. Wrestling number 1, or he was just called Mr.
There
Wrestling?
was no Mr. Wrestling number 1. There was only a Mr. Wrestling number 2.
There was a Mr. Wrestling though,
I
right?
never saw him.
I thought there was a Mr. Wrestling number 1.
I don't remember.
But was it
him.
called Mr. Wrestling number 1, or at the time it was just Mr. Wrestling?
I thought it was Mr. Wrestling number 1.
I don't
Almost
remember
like they
Mr.
knew
Wrestling.
there would be a Mr. Wrestling number 2.
I thought maybe that's
Or is
why
this
2
like
got
a-
his name.
Exactly.
Or
What about
Right,
the assassins? The assassins.
it's like I don't know who the assassins are.
there was
Were
an
they the
assassin
Russian-
number
I know
1
there's the
and
Russian
an assassin
assassin.
number 2.
Oh. How about the Russian guys? The Koloffs.
The Koloff.
Not the Koloffs. Was it the Koloffs? Yeah, the Koloffs.
One was Koloff and the other one was what was the Russian bear? Pusky?
Yes.
No, that's another guy, right?
That was the older guy. No, there was the Russian bear, the Russian
Boris.
assassin.
Boris something. Boris or some shit.
They were all supposed to be family. They were all like, one was like Puerto Rican, the other two
Canadian.
were,
Yeah.
like none of them were Russian.
None of them were Russian. There was a guy named Yukon something. Billy Jack. He was from like the Midwest, from the Pacific West.
Those the Von Erichs, their dad was like a Russian character, right? That's how they got that name.
You know they're making a movie of that.
Of
them.
what?
Of the Von Erichs.
Like a feature film.
Yeah, feature film.
I saw the
There were
dark side of the
apparently
ring.
there was a lot of Mr. Wrestling number something or other.
Mm.
But number 2 is the one that
It's the famous one.
Yeah.
He had the knee lift or knee lift, I think.
And he was a good guy in most scenarios.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
He was not a villain.
No.
but they seem to have like more wrestling sort of ability or like it was like a more believable.
It was an art. It was an art.
Yeah, it was. Oh, he's got him in the headlock. What you do to get out of the headlock is you got to do this move, and it was always like, oh, and the announcers would fucking like, here it comes. He's gonna do the whatever, like, and there was like a counter to all the. It was artful, like.
And in the beginning,
and the camera angles were always you didn't quite see it at the right angle where you wouldn't see them hitting each other. The angles were excellent.
yeah.
But they were real good at selling the whole fucking thing. The announcers, the cameras, the wrestlers. And then I didn't realize later the guys who would go in and win like in 5 seconds, those were like not good wrestlers. That's part of the reason why they would have them win fast, Like you had to be really good to have those like hour-long matches and all that fucking.
I could see that. Yeah, the guys that won fast were like Ultimate Warrior fights were always fast.
Yeah, and the other wrestlers hated him. They say he was stiff, like he would really fucking hit you, or he would really fucking. That guy died.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them have. Hey guys, I think I'm out, man.
All right, dude. Bum, I wanted to tell you one more story before we go.
Good night. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, bro.
Take it easy, man.
Good night.
Later, Hialeah.
See ya.
I know you keep up with the news more than me. Have you heard this story from the board of directors of the association in the hammocks?
The board of directors of the hammocks.
Yeah, the hammocks, which is this big sort of association that I think it's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest in Florida. I think it's in the Kendall area.
I do remember hearing something about an association issue. I don't remember if it was a hammocks that when I heard it, I said, "Wow, this is even worse than nettles."
Yes, dude.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, dude. Like, apparently, it's like millions of dollars in fraud
Yes.
that they were doing for years,
Yes.
and it wasn't even like sophisticated. Like, this lady was paying for services to like her husband's company, which also was like under her same home address, and like,
Yes.
and
I didn't know. You say the hammocks. I don't remember it associated with that. Maybe I was looking at something similar, but it was basically them setting up a bunch of fraudulent. Really, it was kickbacks, right? A lot of kickbacks, and contracting friends and family, and just the money just spinning around.
yeah, this was worse than kickbacks, because kickbacks are bad enough, but that's like,
Right.
I'll hire a legitimate company, they'll
And you'll
overcharge
get
me,
money for
and I'll
hiring
get
them, and
money
then
back.
that's it. Yeah.
This one was
You're hiring your friends and family.
you're telling your friends and family to set up fictitious companies, and you're paying them for services not rendered.
Oh, okay. They weren't even rendering the services.
No, this was like,
Okay, maybe I didn't hear about this one then.
five people were charged with perpetuating a massive fraud at the hammocks. Investigators found alleged graft likely ran deeper than initially thought. The fraud topped $3 million and counting. David Gerstein, receiver for the Hammocks Homeowners Association, said in court on Tuesday former board members used 55 bank accounts and credit cards, which is exceedingly abnormal for an association. He said,
I would say so.
it's a way to move things around and play a shell game. Gersten said, we
Yeah.
keep going. It's an unending process. Didn't provide details in court about the fraud he has uncovered. The amount is more than the roughly 2 million previously reported.
Dude, I always heard, even going back to, I always say, even going back to the Neil Rogers days, because he lived in a lot of condos.
The condo
And
commandos?
The condo commanders, the Nazi boards, and I always heard and read about how treacherous those, associations and boards are. There's a lot of funny business going on, a lot of totalitarian kind of actions taken on the homeowners. I always read about that.
Yeah, in this one there was like some people that were just getting fined like nonstop for like just ridiculous things in some cases, and they just, I don't know how these people kept getting reelected. Apparently this one that was the mastermind of this thing was one that was brought in and looked on as a savior from like a previous sort of bad person, right? Like they came in to like, oh, I'm gonna, like Fidel Castro.
Right. Here's the savior, and then we're worse than the freaking problem. Well, the original problem.
Yeah, she entrenched herself, and then apparently some of these fake companies did do some stuff in the beginning, and then like it deteriorated to like, we're just fucking sending them checks, for.
Wow, that's really bad, because I had heard of where they hired like family or relatives or whatever. They had legitimate businesses to do work, and then they would just charge like whatever.
Yeah.
outrageous. And
We're looking
the
at
board,
nepotism to get in, and then kickbacks after. That's bad too.
but the work was always done. It was just like charged at an ungodly rate, not a competitive. They would never get 3 bids, or if not, they would fake 2 of the bids.
Yeah, or
and
like a
bid the
no
work.
bid contract or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
wow, that takes it to a new level that they created fake companies, didn't do the work and got the money. I mean, but how does that work? Because okay, like if the roof is bad and you bring in like somebody to fix the roof, they got to fix the roof, right?
yeah. But this was they said it was like the biggest in Florida. I guess there's a lot of, the bigger the association is, the more money there is, the more like little things that you could do without nobody's gonna really look here or there, blah 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 blah. That's what it looks like. Like the bigger the thing, just like government, right? Like the bigger the government, the more fucking aid, or who the fuck knows. I went to my neighbor's association. I told you the other day. Did I tell you what they do at his?
No.
He's got a spot in the Keys here, which only 36 units. So that I was like telling him, man, this is not bad. You probably, you can't, seems like you guys could probably solve a lot of things amongst yourselves. There's not that much bureaucracy, when there's only 36 owners. You could probably really get things done when you have to. It's really expensive though. And one of the things they do is you have to have your dog.
I'm sorry, it's really expensive because there's only 36.
I guess it's not a big place though. It's like $900 a month. They don't have a ton of amenities. They have like a pool. They have like a clubhouse, which is really just like a party hall, which is kind of cool because it's an old depot station for the railroad that they refurbished. So it's kind of like a historical building too. They have a nice little dock on the bay side with a little like cabana on the dock where you can go and watch the sunset. The guy who built it and still runs it doesn't want a marina, so there's like 50 million boats in the water. They have like a yard where people can park their boats that's included in your fees. And when you want to go on the water, like one of the maintenance guys will go grab like a little Kubota tractor and he'll put it in the water for you, and then you're ready to go. And then when you come back.
But usually though, even with those limited and amenities, usually there's more people than 36 people to spread that across.
Yeah, what I gathered is this is a fisherman's boat captain spot. If you're a boat captain that has some money, this is your spot. But they DNA test your dog's poop in case they find poop that was not picked up. They know whose dog did it.
Wow.
That was crazy, dude.
Never heard of that one.
I thought he was joking, but he told me the story a couple times, and then his friend that went with us also fucking told me the story, and I was like, holy shit, dude. That's hardcore, bro.
Okay, if you do that, and I've never heard of that, there shouldn't never be poop, because who's the idiot who says, fuck it, I'm going to test this to see if it's true?
I can only assume they had a really fucking big dog shit problem at one point, and then somebody
go to that.
Yeah, like, all right, dude, how many of you got dogs? We're gonna have to fucking DNA test them, bro.
Because what does that mean too? Like when they find poop, they take a sample of it and they send it off to the lab to compare it, right? That costs money.
I wonder how many shits they've taken to the lab, dude.
Exactly, because that costs money to do it.
Or it just completely stopped the problem and nobody ever fucking left a dog poop.
Dude, I would think that the only way that shit shows up there is if like you rent it and the person brings a dog and they try that rule thinking they're not going to get caught. But I would think an owner would never.
Guests cannot take dogs.
Okay, that solves that problem.
Yeah. I wanted to take a shit myself in the woods and just to fuck with them, dude. See if they could figure out who it was, dude.
We can't tell if this is a canine, but it is certainly a bourbon drinker.
Is Darth Sidious the head of the association there, or what was that? Yeah, how's it is?
There are
Oh,
certain
yeah.
abilities that are considered unnatural. Wow, that one takes the cake there, buddy. DNA testing poop.
And the last thing I had is how many unspent gift cards, dollar wise, do you think there is in the US right now?
Wow.
I always think about this. I'm not a fan of gift cards in general for this reason.
Is it because of that, or you think that the gift doesn't have value in the sense that it's not personalized?
There's also that, but mostly like I don't like to get them or receive them because yes, it's not that personalized, and two, like there's always a chance that like it never gets used.
I got to tell you, that I don't understand because I never ever had a gift card that I forgot about or didn't use. In fact, when I have them, I try to use them immediately,
Yes, that's the best strategy.
Um,
I have
so
$100 one lost right now.
I cannot even understand. Heck, the first part of every year, especially after Christmas and all that, I'm paying shit with gift cards that I've received one way or another.
Oh, that's a good strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, and my focus is to get rid of them always. I don't think I've had any of them ever either get lost or expired.
I have $100 gift card lost right now. I gave
That somebody gave you?
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck it is. Never used it to a
Wow.
restaurant. I gave a massage to the women. 2 of the 3 never used it. I gave a wine tasting thing to the women. Nobody ever used it. They just, I don't know. I don't think they're good. Maybe I'm giving the wrong gift cards.
Maybe so. It depends also too on some of those things if there are elaborate steps that must be taken. I'm not making.
I guess the way to go is a Visa gift card.
Yes.
But for that, you just give fucking money, dude.
That there is that too.
Anyways, do you know how much there is?
By the way, I think I may have given a day spa thing to my wife one time, and she only used about half of it. And the other half, like, she ended up not using it. So, it's gone.
I think that you recommended this spa that I got for them, and I think only like 1 of the 3 of them used it.
Wow. Yeah, that would never happen to me. I mean, not as a giver, but everything that anybody's given to me like that, that's like the first thing I use.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's the amount?
21 billion. So you could solve world hunger for like more than half a year.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
I did get a bogus one time.
Oh man, was that me? Sorry, dude.
No. It was I forgot who gave it to
Happy
me.
Van Winkle. What up, Big Remo?
What's up, man? I got one that was I got one that didn't have money on it. I forgot who gave it to me.
Who was the deadbeat that gave you that, dude?
And I didn't even go back to them and say, hey, you know, this, because that's embarrassing. You know, that would be embarrassing for me. Why do it? You know,
Was it
it
somebody?
wasn't like
that-
it wasn't like a
that-
payment.
Was it somebody that gave it to you and you're like, that's something they would fucking do? This fucking guy.
Yeah, I didn't go back and bring it to their attention.
Did it make sense when you got it? Like, you son of a bitch. No.
It sucked that I went to use it because usually when I use those is with the idea that I'm not going to spend any of my money and I usually don't have any money to back it.
Then you were like, oh shit.
Fuck.
All right, I'm just gonna leave this here. I'll be
I don't even remember if it was something like that, but yeah, I mean, that sucks. That happened to me once.
You're talking about North Sentinel Island, I think, Remo. And yeah, they will fucking kill you, dude. Even if you have a Bible, dude, they'll fucking drive a spear through it, dude.
Oh yeah, that's one of the few places that you can't set foot.
Yeah, you'll probably kill those people just if you hang out there for a day with whatever fucking diseases we bring to them, dude.
There
The
is that.
Sentinelese or some shit. So yeah, dude, I'm not a fan of the gift card.
Got it. Well, you know, you have some data there that kind of backs up your concerns.
Dude, 21 billion. And of course, companies count on that, right? Like, they have stats on this shit. Like, we sold X amount, only this percentage has been used. That's all profit. It's not like they're going to go out and fucking find you. Hey, bro, you still have this unused gift card, you know?
And there was a scam also of people that were hacking the numbers and somehow stealing the money.
That might have been what happened to you, man. You know, somebody may have gotten a hold of that number, somehow hacked it and fucking used it, you know, no fault of the giver.
Yeah.
And again, I apologize for that gift card I gave you, dude.
Or
you didn't have to bring it up publicly here.
Or it could have been a dumbass cashier that didn't apply the money to the card and activate it properly.
Or maybe the cashier was like, I'm gonna fucking scam this guy, dude.
Right?
All we gotta do, bro, we tell these people the gift card's no good. They'll leave it. We fucking use it.
If I keep the money and give them a plastic card that is not activated, what are they gonna do?
I'll give them this other one that somebody just used. Doesn't work anyways.
By the time they figure out that the card has nothing on it, who cares?
This guy's not even going to bring it up. It'll be embarrassing for him to bring it up to somebody.
The perfect scam.
The tragedy of Darth Plagueis.
Merle Haggerty, famous country western star.
Yeah, the gift cards is a scam, dude.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought $21 million.
Billion with a B.
Billion, sorry. Billion.
Yeah,
sorry.
dude. With a fucking B.
That's incredible.
All right, man. You got anything on your personal agenda before we get out of here?
Man, a lot of things going on in the world.
Too much, right? It's too much, right?
Trying to keep some degree of awareness.
I'm trying to build a bunker, dude.
Are you? Did you start working on that?
In my mind, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Not in real life.
Aside from that, man, hoping there's not an accidental firing of a nuclear weapon. And on that positive note,
at some point we got to become like Star Trek, dude, and we're a planet. Like, do you hear in Star Trek universe like a lot of conflicts between planets? Usually the planets are pretty aligned, right? In the Star Trek universe. I don't know enough about it. I don't watch as much.
No, they have their their issues. There's obviously the problems with the Klingons.
But they're all the same people, right?
Well,
like,
no,
do they have Do they have? I'm saying the Klingons. Do they have conflicts amongst themselves? Like we're the Klingons from this portion of the planet, and we're the Klingons from this little land over here, and we don't like those Klingons.
No, you mean like Civil War
Or World War.
No, they only have the conflicts with the humans.
So they're like mostly united in their wars.
Yes.
They're like intergalactic.
Those
planetary.
are, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully one day we get to that. And then we can get off this rock and go fight fucking other planets, dude.
Shocking.
All right, spend your fucking gift cards, people, or don't fucking give them out anymore.
Yeah, especially before the nuclear holocaust.
Yes.